This episode of the Procrastinators Podcast was brought to you by our bonus episode. Go to patreon.com/theprocrastinators and pledge $5 or more to get access to all our bonus monthly episodes. Last month's episode was...
And we decided to talk about comics. Alright, this might be spoilery, but this is a bonus episode. This is what people paid to hear.
Ever hear of a little thing called the Cotton Gin, my dudes? That's what I'm talking.
The sequel to the Cotton Gin is Redcon 4.
Quick, someone go to the Kickstarter, change the subtitle to that.
That's patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Giving you a boner every single time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Procrastinators Podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and I don't know what channel this video is going up on. We've got Ben Stain over there.
Yeah, it's we're still in this pickle here, in this hacker pickle, if you know what I'm saying.
In this ripple pickle.
This ripple pickle.
It's give and take. It's indeed.
Yeah.
Give and take. Tom Oliver. There's another one.
Yeah, I'm here, and I'm sad.
For the usual reasons or anything special?
No, I'm sad about the hack. I'm talking about the hack. I'm sad about everything. There's a coronavirus in Massachusetts. We're all going to die, doom and gloom, blah, 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 whatever.
It's going to happen eventually. There's Munchie.
I don't know if I have all the paperwork to be on the show. I mean, I went to the DMV and I got a stamp. I don't know if it's the right stamp. I tried to talk to the committee, but they wouldn't talk to me. They said, go away. We won't talk to mudbloods like yourself. And I went down to the other DMV, the one that doesn't have a hearsay officer, and they don't have the hearing officer. And I went over there and I said, hey, can I have the paperwork to be on the podcast? And they said, you're already recording the podcast right now. And then they put me in handcuffs, and here I am. what do they have you guys for? Like, how'd you get in here? Like, what's the problem with you?
They said you're a part of the PCP, die, and there I was.
No! Hey, you're part of that cryptocurrency scam live stream, right? Oh
yeah,
that's me.
Like you.
We have lost 1,000 subscribers from the PCP channel.
Nate, how many subscribers are you down? I dare not ask, but I ask anyway.
Great question, Tom. But on the Best Guy Ever channel, now rebranded permanently as Brad Garlinghouse, they have hidden the subscriber count, so I have no idea.
Can you go to
pretty
Social
much
Blade?
guarantee you. Well, I mean, yeah, I haven't actually checked Social Blade, but I know Social Blade. I mean, don't they not have access to
I don't know
anymore?
Who knows? It's a mystery to us all.
Yeah, I don't know. I
The
guess I
hacking
could
shit's
check.
still going on. It's still currently happening.
Yeah, obviously.
He's still streaming every day.
How are you not aware of this?
He's got
I haven't been
YouTube
checking
blocked.
anything. Why don't we just all spam YouTube over and over and over again?
That has been...
Well, at this point, I think I was
it's
talking
been
to a couple
long enough
people
that I feel like they're not doing anything.
It's been since about the 22nd or the 23rd is when I noticed it, and I might have contacted them as late as the 24th or 25th overall. But it's been, about a solid week, give or take.
Over a week. Yeah.
I think it's time to enforce mob rule. We need to just hashtag Twitter destroy YouTube.
I'll tell you.
Everyone says that YouTube only really responds to people humiliating them on social media.
Let me tell you,
it's the only
way
thing
I
they
sexually
value.
respond to anyone. Someone humiliates me in public.
Yeah, humiliation. That does it. I've been talking to a couple people who have had these issues, or people who follow them, and I have been informed that, just for I was telling you guys before, but I'll tell the audience here that, for your interest, there was a guy with a small following, maybe a couple thousand or something, who took 8 weeks to get restored, clearly because he's just not high on their priority list. And then someone like Pogo with many hundreds of thousands of subs apparently took a few days to a week or something along these lines. And I don't even know if they specifically, there was a campaign with Pogo, but I think they just were okay, this guy we should do something with because he matters.
Who the fuck is Pogo? What are you doing?
He's a music man. It doesn't matter.
Are you high?
I wish I was.
I can
wish
confirm
I was.
he is real.
I don't believe that.
So I at this point, I don't like to do these things, but I'm left with no alternative but to think that it's just about the pressure that's being put on these people. And the tickets exist. Google is apparently doing the things. They're passing them on to the internal team, whatever that means. But apparently the internal team is not actively fixing the problem yet. They're in queue probably.
I really feel like it would only be a matter of a few button presses for them.
I feel strongly that is the case as well. But like, so I have no alternative but to think that like, yeah, I mean, what exactly is the harm of getting everybody who listens to this to spam at Team YouTube with full authority? Be polite, be respectful, but let them know what the issue is, because this is what they're for, right? What's the harm in doing so?
Agreed.
Go for it, I say. In fact, I call upon you
that like
at them on Twitter, Team YouTube.
Okay, so our current society is thus the following.
Yeah.
Like basically just like huge like tech bros from San Francisco and like San Jose can basically just like, you know, completely ruin society with a click of a button with half an A press. They release it to society. They create robots and algorithms to run their sites for them so they can maximize suffering and minimize the amount of money they have to pay people to oversee things. And then when it doesn't work, the only way to get it to like, you know, the site to actually, you know, function in any way is to constantly bombard them with bad PR. And that's the only way to do it. And they have just created these evil robots that do nothing for us.
That really does seem to relatively accurately reflect the current situation.
I just think it's ridiculous that like YouTube has all these people on their site like making a living through their platform, but their pay is so bad that people have to go to outside sources in order to make any money. And it is that part of the equation that is actually lucrative for hackers to try and steal your shit. Not through YouTube itself, but through sponsorships, because that's the only way you can make money effectively on YouTube now because of their draconian policies. It's just like multiple levels of failure, which I find hilarious.
Bro, why are you leaving, dude? You didn't even smash your acai bowl. I say, twirling on my mustache with my thick-rimmed glasses to my tech bro. He says, bro, I just found the best way to destroy society, dude. I just found a way to completely obliterate culture forever. We can make this brand new hashtag which minimizes the amount of people that are able to hear about third world issues, and I can also brainwash people and make them spend all their time addicted to social media. I found this brand new way to hack into a human's physiology and make them completely addicted to retweeting things. Dude, that's so epic, dude. I'm dropping my acai bowl, too. Can we stop and get some more flannel shirts on the way over there? Hell yeah, dude. Also, I sleep in my car on the Facebook campus. I don't have a house.
That does sound great. Should we unify this around a hashtag of some kind? What about hashtag save the PCP? What do you think? Is that good? Is that too dramatic?
Okay, well,
how about hashtag do PCP and we use the drug market?
How about hashtag do your fucking job? I'm concerned.
No swears, Ben. No swears. The boomers don't want to use that one.
I'm concerned that they will restore like Best Guy Ever and maybe the PCP and like everything else like Canton and TBAP and stuff will just get ignored.
I mean, certainly a possibility, or at least like take way longer. That's
if they do one of them, why wouldn't they do all of them?
Because
I don't know.
YouTube
the answer to that.
is high school. It's just a popularity contest. If you're not big enough, they don't give a fuck.
I just feel like they will do one. They will maybe restore like the biggest channel. And then be like, "Hey, we did it," and like you should be great. You should be grateful that we did literally any part of our job. Thanks very much.
The way that I had to submit the tickets, it's like it seems by Google account. So, like for example, on the PCP, I think the two channels that disappeared are the PCP and the Podcast, which was on like the PCP Google account as well. So like I feel like if we get the PCP back, probably as part of that conversation, we can fix the Podcast as well. And the same way, like, my BGE channels, like, a bunch of them got taken, Bestie Boy and the live streams one. Like, I can probably get them all back as a package deal. But TBAP and Cantent are on their own. Those are on separate little Google accounts. I mean, maybe the fact that Digi's involved with, you know, fucking TBAP can help. Maybe once I actually get contact with, like, an internal person, I can kind of be like, hey, bro, kind of got a larger issue here. Would love to solve all of these at once. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. I'm a little doubtful.
Literally, it would take someone at like Google headquarters like half an hour to just fix everything.
I definitely think that's correct.
And that's being generous.
Speaking of algorithms, completely. What's even the word? Like putting like a boot on the throat of human endeavor. I was informed by close friend and confidant and fellow occupier of space in the physical world, Kazi Snap, earlier today, of a delicious. I've not like. So this person got a background check for their job, and the company that he applied to ran a background check on him. They went through his entire Twitter and made a report of every single tweet that he had liked with the word "fuck" in it.
Liked?
Yeah,
yes.
liked.
Yeah, I saw
with the word "fuck."
This was on r/A Boring Dystopia. Which is a amazing subreddit.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Did he get the job or something? I mean, what's the...
I highly doubt it.
They counted it up, and the more fucks there were, the more likely he was to be
Well,
hired.
they had like different things like it was like, oh, it's like this is bad because language. This is bad because alcohol.
There's alcohol.
Reference.
There was
this
like
is bad because all
this
those
is
sorts
exactly
of
what
things.
my mom warned me about when I was making Facebook posts like a decade ago about me at a party in college. Holding a solo cup and being a silly boy.
I'm assuming these are boomers who are enacting these policies, so it makes me not surprised at all that the things our parents said are now coming to pass as they are in charge of all the companies now.
Okay, but I have to pour cold water on everyone who's getting all hot and bothered about this. No. Sure, a report was done on his Twitter finding all the words with fuck. I need to know, before I know how mad to get, exactly how that impacted his chances of getting or was it simply
a report
matter.
About
that is irrelevant.
That has no relevance to the situation whatsoever.
Of course it's relevant. What if it just doesn't matter?
To the fact that this company is
the fact that they're doing it at all is ridiculous.
Go through everything they have.
Who is Facebook monitoring to make sure they don't say fuck?
It's this guy applied to a job, and the company he was applying to did a background check on him, went through his entire Twitter account, and found all the questionable tweets that just had like a swear in it or referenced alcohol in any form
that he had just liked,
and just made a whole printout and like said these are all like flags.
Okay, all right. Yes, that's very dystopian that they looked that up. Okay, I totally agree. That's fair. But I'm also curious what the next step was. I
am wondering, like, did they get this report and look at it and be like, oh, the computer's
maybe the
done
boomers also
stupid.
said,
well,
obviously
this doesn't
we don't
matter.
care about this.
I mean, I feel like in a
hypothetical,
it's not.
It's not Facebook.
It's not Facebook.
It's just some random company.
In a hypothetical situation where there are two candidates and they have the exact same credentials, it's like, which one do we pick? Then tweets that they've liked with the word fuck in it might be the thing that people use eventually to tip the balance.
Yeah.
So I guess delete all your accounts.
If you have two exactly equal applicants and one just says fuck more, you're going to be like, well, that's not as good for my business as someone not saying fuck potentially, so I'll just, take the safer option.
Who are these fucking alien, like, bug creatures? They're like, the people, if they know an employee of mine, some, like, janitor in one of my franchisee stores, if they said fuck one time on Twitter, that's going to really hurt my brand.
That's a bad representative of the company, dude. Bad representative of the company. Get him out of here.
Why would you?
That's no good.
The micromanaging is just.
I can't imagine that this would be in any way sustainable because of the amount of people that are on social media right now that will need jobs in the near future.
Yeah.
If like 700,000 people can't get a job because they've said fuck on Twitter before, then like what are the offices what are the offices going to be filled with? Are they going to just not have employees?
In 15 years or so, the millennials will be in that position. The boomers will be dead, and this policy will go away because no one from our age demographic is going to think that's in any way logical, and it'll just
now that you can only get a job if you've said fuck on Twitter before.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have pronouns in your bio, that's the only way you can get a job.
So because social media is such an omnipresent force in people's lives, and because you basically need like a Twitter account, or at least to flirt with Twitter for a while, to have a social standing in the current modern world. This means that if you at all act, I'm going to say genuinely on social media whatsoever, and you in any way have your real life persona tied to your internet persona, then this means that basically you have to perform 100% of the time, existing as a human being, online or off. You have to, because they have these such large degrees of like, everything you do on the internet is completely, archived, locked down forever. You basically have to be performing from the day you fucking start. You have to be like, your parents have to sit down with you and say like, hey, Jimmy, look, when you post on Twitter, make sure that this will be remembered forever. Like every tweet you ever like can be found and archived, and your boss, Big Daddy Boss with Monopoly bags, will look that up and use it against you in a job application. So you have to be performing from day one.
That's the question. Maybe there's a silver lining, not really silver lining, but maybe, because right now, hiring decisions still probably come down to a human being at the end of the day. So maybe we can rely on our boomer heroes to get these reports and be like, when I was young, I was posting all my white nationalist propaganda too. So you know what? The fact that he posted a couple of those, we'll let him off the hook this time. Maybe
the fact that they have that decision. Again, it's not about the job process part. It doesn't matter if like that. No. Getting the job is not the bad thing here. The fact that they even have access to this, the fact that keep in mind this person did not give them their Twitter handle. They had to find it out. The company seeked out the information. They seeked out this person's online account. The fact that these companies are so like willing and able to look up personal statements from years ago of people just because they want to be a fucking McDonald's cashier. Ridiculous.
I'm curious what this job was, what field it was in. You know, that would be perhaps relevant, but I guess we don't know. Whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's concerning. It's not great. But, like, if you're an employer and you just, like, there's two buttons in front of you. One is be willingly ignorant as to the private life of your potential employees. Or the other button is know a dystopian amount about them.
Be a morally upstanding character in any way.
You have a fiduciary responsibility as a business to try to pick the safest choice you can. So, like, that is definitely not good for society.
Completely immoral.
But business-wise.
It's completely...
There was a great video by PhilosophyTube quite recently about data and data collection and stuff. And he basically argues with himself, a different character he's playing, about all of the different aspects of data collection and how it's ruining society and how, you know...
are you talking about the PhilosophyTube video?
Yeah.
Damn it, he just said that, Ben. Listen.
I'm sorry. This is really boring to me.
Well, clearly, it was a good video, and you should all watch it if you like that conversation.
It was a good video.
It's just called Data, and it ends.
Let's
ends
talk
with like
about it, Hippo. If you thought it was interesting, don't just say go watch someone else's video. What was interesting about it to you?
Because it's so many fucking. All right, the cool part.
It's
is
a conversation, and it basically shows like every way that the conversation could possibly branch.
Yeah,
as they talk.
The idea is,
I don't care about the video, like the way it's formatted. I care about what was said in it.
I mean, he's talking about like fucking problematic things that private corporations can do with all this data that they're constantly collecting.
The thing that I really liked about the video was that from the perspective of the bouncer, he's just trying to do his job, and he constantly goes to that like, you know, sorry, I just have to scan your ID, and it boils down to the ultimate point of, I know that all this data is ruining the world. I know it's, you know, destroying society. I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think. I just want to do my job and go home.
Sure.
And that's where the video ends, because ultimately that is the problem. People don't want to think, and the computers will do the thinking for them because life sucks and they don't want to have to deal with all of that shit all the time.
It's hard.
I mean, and there's only so much you can put on any individual. Like, if you're just in a system that just has these things in place, like, you kind of can't avoid using them. There needs to be, I don't know, some, like, higher level thing, like a movement that's like, this is bad, we're gonna stop using this through some mechanism. Like, I don't know.
This guy needs a job. His job involves scanning people's IDs.
Yeah. How can you blame him?
Yeah.
He could be what's the word? He could rise above and be like, no, I'm gonna go and, you know, be gay instead for pay. I'll be gay for pay instead. That's the moral choice.
That's how we beat big data. Everybody's gonna go gay
but the new Sleep Type album, Gay for a Payday.
Ooh, yeah.
But all that's going to change when they release the new gay bots that will, you know, all gay men will lose their jobs.
You're right. They're going to place us out of the market. Damn it.
I've been Boston the fuck out, guys. I've literally been so fucking Massachusetts pilled. It's literally retarded. And I know everyone's like, oh my god, wow, haha, the fucking 7-letter word or 6-letter word or how many letter words it is. Oh my god, he said it again, would only shut the fuck up. And listen, I'm sorry, but fuck you. I'll never shut up about it because I've had strange and bizarre experiences and like an exponential Boston intake lately. For you see, at my school, I have 2 courses basically dedicated to Boston in the terms of a architecture class of the city of Boston and then a like local activism class for the city of Boston. I've been reading a Boston history book, which by the way, Ben, I gave you the password to the Audible. You can log back in now.
I signed in and I opened that up this morning.
Wait, that book?
I haven't started listening. Yeah, I haven't started listening to it, though.
And I've been just, I mean, living here, obviously. I'm literally so fucking Massachusetts pilled, it hurts, and I can't go back.
Our culture is not your fucking costume, Munchie.
It literally is my costume. I literally want to paint my face white. I want a white face now.
Munchie's pulling a JonTron right now, walking around dressed up like a pilgrim.
I wish I fucking was, honestly. Dude, that book's so fucking crazy, Ben. The City-State of Boston. I recommend everyone Google search Mark Peterson, City-State of Boston, because it has like a weird. I even like okay. So it has the history of New England from the perspective not of like Boston, the cradle of liberty, you know, the famous American Revolutionary site. Oh, you know, remember America? That happens later. This is just the prelude to America. This is just like the first chapter of American history. It goes about it from the perspective of the people actually at the time, and you know the decisions they made as almost like a quasi-independent colony, and the trials and tribulations, not of people gunning to create the United States. That was not on anyone's mind.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
It was for them to prosper as an independent city-state, as the person says. And I love shit like that. I love the best history is not the sort of popcorn extra credits like this happened then this happened then this happened then this happened. And it's not even the like you get really into like the heroes and the villains and it's a great narrative story. No. The best history is the kind of history that makes you remember, oh wait, nothing was like planned. Nothing was ever like, nothing ever had to be the way that it is. So much of history is just like coincidentally, you stumble into something. Just coincidentally, because of these various, very specific, hyper-specific circumstances. Now Boston has just, randomly happened to appeal to other like English colonies at that specific point in world history. And America happened. Wasn't even planned. Wasn't intentional, wasn't destined or anything. And that sort of stuff is just like on a moment-to-moment human level. It's always something that sticks with me. And is like, dude, at any moment, like the things that are happening right now, at any moment could blossom and change into something that I would have never imagined happening before and could potentially have ramifications for a long time afterward. Like, think back to my own experiences, like stuff that like changed my life forever. Like, let's say going to BronyCon and meeting Digibro. At the time, I just like saw Digibro and like I talked to him for like 5 minutes. But that like changed I'm recording this podcast because of that small change. And it's cool.
Indeed. Hey, speaking of destiny.
Okay, cool.
This is a slight aside. I do have an aside here, which I think will entertain the Peanut Gallery, which is that my down. So I live in a house in Cincinnati, obviously, and
your downstairs more like your down soy neighbors. Fucking cucks.
Accurate, yeah. So I had a downstairs neighbor directly below me. It was a single guy. He moved out recently. I think it was like the army or something. And like new neighbors moved in. So I have not actually met the man, possibly. I've seen a man and a woman moving around inside, so I don't know who lives there. I don't know.
That's degeneracy. I hope they're married.
God, I hope so.
Jesus Christ. Cohabitation, big problem in today's society.
They're not going to heaven right now.
Watched a YouTube video about that. I think last week I mentioned
it was a single guy
Political Juice. I watched a 6-hour video about the importance of civil society, and he spends a lot of that being like, I don't know about all this premarital cohabitation.
I mean, I said, but one could potentially make a case that it might be like better or worse for society to do. Okay, but either way. So like when it was a single guy living down there, at least, because I knew that guy a little bit. Like he had like the back door. There's like a back door in the house, that's how I get into my house, and like his window did not have a shade over it. So like, and I would see him like playing League of Legends or something through that window as I'm like out walking the dog or coming home from something or whatever. And like there's a porch that goes up on the right. It branches upstairs to my thing, and on the left it branches sort of into that door into his apartment or whatever. And so once in a while, I would just be a little curious. There's no shade. I'd take a step up or two, right on his step. I would peer in and be like, he's playing League of Legends. And then I'd dip out. And then I would go up my stairs, being a little nosy. It's true. But I just want to know what he's playing. This window's wide open. If he doesn't want me looking in, get a shade. This isn't my problem. This is your problem.
I see my neighbor's TV constantly playing Smash.
There you go. Exactly the same kind of shit. Okay, but that man has moved out, and there are now new person living there. So the other day...
and I looked and I was like, oh boy, can't wait to look in the window and see some more League of Legends. And you look in and, oh my god, they're playing Smite. What the fuck?
Okay,
everything's ruined.
So the other day, I'm walking session or something, and I walk up to him, and I happen to notice just kind of through the window that where there used to be like a desk with the old neighbor, now there's like a couch. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting change, but okay. Still no shades, guys? You're going to make this like your living room and no shades? Okay, that's fine. And I go upstairs. And then the other day, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I don't know who the neighbors are. I should go introduce myself sometime. I'll do that one of these days. But I'm coming home from something. I think I just like dropped off Michelle at work or something, and I'm just walking in, and I do my little, I'm just gonna take a peek, see what's going on in there, and I step up on like their side of the rail. For a good, 3-4 seconds, I'm standing there, gazing directly into this window, getting the scene of what's going. It's the middle of the night. I don't know. It's probably 10 p.m. or something, and I'm just standing there looking in at their couch and stuff. And then all of a sudden, the focus of my eyes changes, and I realize 1 foot to the right of what I'm currently looking at, there is a woman sitting there looking directly at me, staring into her home.
No.
And I don't know if you guys have seen that Vine where the girl gets spooked by the possum, but I go Tsa! And I kind of dodge back and dodge downward, and I run upstairs and hide and just hole up there.
And now you can never introduce yourself.
I can never introduce myself. I mean, that's the full story, but I just... Ooh, man, that was not good. And I need to definitely go give them a pie or a bottle of wine and be like, hey, sorry about that. Just,
They're probably
wanted to say hello.
Thing to do, yeah.
See, your problem was you panicked. Yes. You could have played it off as you weren't actually paying attention.
I should have. I really should have. Okay, to be fair, I'm exaggerating a little bit exactly how dramatic. I kind of just stepped back quickly and then moved upstairs. But, it was not
People
ideal.
Can notice even those subtle things.
House.
You got to just it's very, very important split decisions happen in those situations.
It's true.
You failed the test, Nate.
That's when I learned what kind of a man I am. And it's a foolish, cowardly, panicky kind of man. That's who I am. But I'll endeavor to rise above it.
If only you were wearing your Vampire Hunter D hat, you could have just tipped it downward, blocked your eyes from view. You would have been safe.
What'd you say, Munchie?
Think about the hours you could have spent playing League of Legends with people and how well those hours would have been spent.
And you know what? That's my old neighbor who lived on there. We would see he had a little glass kind of porch that stuck out kind of in the middle of the driveway in the backyard. Doesn't matter. But it's another kind of unshaded glass thing. There's a table there. I would see him with a bunch of, I guess, his friends or contemporaries or whatever, gather around, I don't know, maybe once a month or something, and play some tabletop game. And I don't really like tabletop games that much, but I was I should have said hello to this man and become... me and Michelle could have just gone and been pals around and been friends and stuff, but we never did, and then he moved away, and I blew it. Don't be like me, everybody. Say hello to your neighbors. Buy a $1 fucking piece of bread or pie. Say hello. Give them it as a warming present. Be
Hello,
friends.
Mr. Neighbor. Here's some Wonder Bread I purchased for you. Now can we please
I have a single slice of Wonder Bread.
I would love to use you for your tabletop games, please.
I have one pallet of butter that I will also give you that you may smear on the bread. Unironically do that. Just go be friends and be nice and give gifts to people so then they'll like you. It's better than being
literally
a weird,
just
creepy urban
Stardew
man.
Valley. You just go run around town with a inventory full of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Just give everyone one. Just throw eggs at people.
Exactly, Ben.
Egg for you. Egg for
egg
you.
For you.
Everyone like egg. In my experience.
Do that. I live in an urban hellscape, but the people who live in my house are generally pretty cool, it seems. So get to know your neighbors.
I mean, you literally know nothing about them, and you've only stared at them through windows.
You remember that You remember the time that I did Molly and then knocked on my neighbor's door? Right,
of course.
Why aren't we friends?
I mean, see, that's the wrong approach. I also gazing through the window was also the wrong approach. Yeah. But there are good approaches to this sort of thing.
If I had done what I did on some other day and brought a pie, then that would be fine.
You'd make a friend for life.
Everybody in the voicemails are trying to ask us for advice on how to interact with women or people in general. Remember, this is the caliber of people you're talking
from our
to.
Mistakes.
This is what we struggle with.
Learn from our mistakes. God. This is all fine.
What's this interest in brotherly love? I feel like this is I don't even this is so people are not going to be able to relate to this because I think it's very strange scenario to have your neighbors be someone you want to interact with in the modern world.
That's because the modern world is full of pussy-ass, dumbass, motherfucking bitches who think that they can replace every relationship in their real life with, retarded online friendships like this one I have with you guys. But really, you should actually get to know the people in your immediate vicinity, at least a little bit, because it'll make your life... Like I was saying, I live in an urban hellscape, and I don't know anyone, and they're all scary potential murderers or rapists on me.
I mean... When when Bernie Sanders gets elected and they institute the gulags and come to take our guns away, like these are the people you're going to have to be like forming a blockade on the street with to fight back against the federal government.
Exactly.
So you better get those alliances sorted out now.
It's funny you mention tabletop because I started playing D&D with one of my friends from high school. He hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I'm starting a D&D group." Because we tried playing a couple times. It never really panned out. But this time we've been going a couple weeks. And that's good. It gets me out of the house and I'm like meeting people. But the weird thing is that like he's like all the people we're playing with, they all are his work friends. So they're all just like talking about like, haha, isn't it crappy working for Comcast? And I'm just like, I don't understand any of this. And I feel very odd.
I hate that more than anything else, is that when, you know, the only people you can potentially talk to all know each other on some level, such that the conversation is like almost 100%. Hey, do you remember that time where we did that thing? Oh yeah, let's talk about that for 20 minutes. I don't have anything to say about these things.
Press through it. I mean, these things can all be overcome with a little bit of grit and gumption.
Absolutely. I'm not like saying it's like a total like loss or anything. So I'm still going. I'm still having a good time. But the problem is just like the vibes. You don't know what the vibes are. It's like, can I say retarded? Like I want because like I rolled a character
every fucking day. And Tom. That's literally every conversation I have is I have to gauge, can I say retarded?
And I wanted to make him like an autistic like retard, but like nobody. Yeah. I don't know the social cues. I don't know because like my friend is like a fucking like shit poster kind of guy who just like whatever. Yeah. But like these people, it's like it's like his friend from work and his friend's wife, and I'm just like I don't know who any of you are, and I'm very afraid of being.
You just gotta swing open the door and say the N-word immediately.
You're right. I gotta lay down the baseline. It's true. It's true. What was I thinking?
For real. Like, you gotta just, like, say the things that you want to say. Because, all right, here are the two options before you. Either be a little pussy bitch and don't say the things you want and get nothing out of the relationship. Or say what you want and them potentially hate you. And it doesn't even matter because you're right back where you started. It doesn't even matter.
It's true. Losing these people as potential friends would not affect me in any way because I don't care.
It was like that legendary moment when I referred to PewDiePie in my group of work friends as my nigga, and then their faces all fell and the total atmosphere turned to mud right in front of me. And I learned what their boundary was. That's when I learned.
Well, people in real life suck. They're not even fucking cool. You can't curate them. They're literally pointless. All this shit about neighbors, all this shit about mean people, it's all stupid.
I mean, I don't need to go into why that. I was purely using that in a positive way. There was no. Yeah, I mean.
You know what sucks, like, in situations like that, though, is that one or two of them may have been okay with it, but they don't want to laugh along with you.
Exactly. It's all fake.
That is true.
Everyone's fake. So,
yeah. Well, that's why you got to wait for after that exchange. I in the cover of night on my work, chat bot or whatever. I just get the word, just like the N-word, just N-word response from like one of the coworkers who's trying to operate below enemy lines, behind enemy lines, and you
just got to keep an eye out. The one coworker who just flashes you the OK sign, and you know that he's dog whistling at you.
A fellow white supremacist. We found each other. Yes. Based. Now that's the good shit right there.
Listen,
that's how you know.
There are so many people around you as a human being, and basically none of them matter to you. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. It doesn't mean that they are NPCs that you have to mow down and get the extra high score with. It doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice them for fuel and turn them into charcoal. But it does mean that, you could, like, on the internet, you can Google search group for spreading AIDS, get some bug catcher.
Yeah, right. What's it? Great. They call it the bug
chaser, bug chaser,
or whatever. Bug chasing, that's the one. Yeah.
And that's great because you can now curate who you want to talk to. And, of course, internet relationship is never going to be as full bodies, as robust as a real life friendship. But it's better than real life friendships because most of them are born out of convenience, and most of the people you meet in real life suck because they aren't like you.
You want a good balance. You want a good balance of the people who you vibe with online.
My goal right now is to get more real life interactions. Now that I am able to walk and move around again,
Tom,
I'm gonna go out there and find people.
Tom, Just get a fucking job, you idiot. Get a job. Come up here. No, come up here.
They're gonna look through my Twitter history, and I'm never gonna get hired anywhere. Are you kidding me?
Once in a while, I do wonder if, like, what if I just walked down the street to like Whole Foods and was like, yeah, just let me be a cashier,
bro. Like, they will do it instantly, and you will get $15 an hour. It is a good job.
Like more just for something to do.
I have been looking for jobs, unironically, but I just hate the idea. It feels disgusting.
It's
sure.
not disgusting because then you can actually do what you want and you won't have to turn your art into a commodity to sell.
That's
online.
I was just talking about
literally
this
the only reason that I'm even considering it. Is that
in my
I'm
fucking
so sick
BGE monthly cast,
trying and failing to be marketable. I hate it.
The grass
with
is
all my soul.
right now. The grass sure looks greener on the side of having a job to earn money and then just doing your art separately.
The real
Take
question
as long
is,
as you want.
The question
no
really
pressure.
boils down to who do I want to be a slave to? The public or the boss? Because that's really the only options.
I mean, right now, nothing in my life is sacred. When I was, part-time YouTuber, the YouTubing was mostly sacred, except for what I owed to my patrons. But you can just, Darth Vader. I have changed the deal. Pray I do not alter it further. Whatever the fuck it is. And with your, you can renegotiate at any time with your patrons, and they can just leave. So, but unless you're depending on that income to survive, which certainly changes your priorities and whatnot. So, I mean, one day these days I may or may not go back to having a full-time job, but I heavily encourage anybody who's having a tough time reaching their financial goals to have a job and then do their
I think
art
the
stuff,
biggest
side.
problem with getting a job would be almost all jobs require you working on weekends, which means I would lose all my PCP money, in which case I'd only probably end up making an extra $200 or something.
Well,
That's
okay,
not
surely
nothing,
there's going to
though.
be some job that leaves, Sundays at this time free. I mean, one could negotiate that, I would think.
Tom,
I'm gonna get
listeners.
a job stacking shit. I'm gonna get a job going out into the world and finding a bunch of crap, and I'm gonna stack it real high, real tall. And I'm gonna say, please pay me, and then I'm gonna stack some more shit, and I'm gonna get cars and stack those.
They say make the job that you want, right? So just go out there and stack
wanna
stuff, guys,
stack
until
some
someone
shit.
pays you.
You start picking up
Stack
getting
some
back
shit
on
to
top of
stack
one
that
another,
paper.
and the mother is
That's
like, "Why are
right.
you stacking my children?" And you're like, "I love to stack. Please give me a $50 bill."
I'm
Wait,
acquiring
no,
skills.
you
madam.
say to them in a completely serious voice, "Give me 15 quid. Give me some quid."
I still don't understand British currency.
It's
there's
easy.
Pence and quid and
There's pence, there's
pounds.
quid, there's
It's
fivers,
just pounds
bobs,
and
10
cents or
pubs.
whatever.
There's
Bobs.
Well,
Oh,
10 bob is like a
no.
bob is like a word, and you use it to refer to.
This is why we
money.
fucking threw your tea in the
Hey,
ocean.
can I have
This is
some? Can I have
ridiculous.
25 schmlorp, please?
Can you just define for me a quid and a pence? Are
A
those
quid
not
is
the
a
same
quarter.
No,
a quid is a fucking pound, you
A
fucking
quid
nerd.
is-
A
no.
pound is a $50 note.
No.
What?
No,
No.
How much-
no,
how
no,
much
no,
is
a
a
quid is a
sovereign?
fin. A
Sickles.
quid is a
How
fin.
much
A
is a
saw's
sovereign,
buck is a
though?
pound.
Oh, shut up. God damn it. You're not
All right,
helping.
here's the easy way.
I'm ready to learn.
Okay.
A pence is a cent.
Yes.
They sound similar. They're the same thing. 100 of them makes a pound or a quid.
Oh,
5
same
quid,
thing. Okay.
5 bob note is usually to refer to the note. I don't know what bob comes from. Bob's your uncle, probably.
A 5
okay.
quid is a 5 bob note.
5
So your
pound note.
Bob
5
is for
pound
us a
note.
buck.
And
Hippo, how many aspects of a shield constitutes a quid? How many shield parts do you get? Like, does it take?
Isn't there only one part to a shield?
No.
The shield.
Oh, there's very many parts to a shield. You have to assemble the shield. It's 5 of something.
The coins,
Like to
the
summon
British
that thing in
coins,
Smash Bros?
the British coins have at some point in history they started doing a thing where they have some section of a shield, and if you arrange the coins, they make a full shield image. I don't know how many there are. I think it's just all of the coins have a bit of it.
Huh.
It takes
Okay.
me.
That's not how we say it. That's not how we say it.
That's
Sorry,
We're not
guys.
constantly out of breath.
Munchie's English accent, just perfect, just flawless.
Hey, speaking of
Wait, no,
cultural
shut the fuck up. No,
sensitivity-
we can't keep changing topics. We can't just keep, I say something. Okay, that's cool. All right, next topic. We can't just, pivot
Wait, I
back
have
and forth.
something
There's no
on this
conversation here.
subject.
Wait, shut the fuck up. No, here, I have to say something. All right, I'm going to make an argument for interacting with society. Not because society is good, but specifically because society is bad. But you're a poser if you think society is bad because you haven't engaged with society yet. So, Smash Cut to me back 19... looked 8, and I was hanging out, I was playing video games, and I thought, haha, being a normie sure is, like, bad, haha. I sure was told that by someone at some point in my life. Hey, can you pass the fucking lube? Can you pass the fucking anal beads? Bro, I need my kick. And so I've come here. I've ventured out into the land of the real world for a while now. I'm still doing it. I'm on the golden road. I'm on the golden ratio right now. And now, I have such a clarity of mind. I'm in, like, a Buddhist, like, monk state right now. And I can finally understand, like, wait a second. Normies are bad, but I have actual reasons to believe it now. Like, I have actual, like, experiences, and I can actually, give arguments, and I can actually understand why people say that in the first place. I'm not building it upon, because, like, I've only been on the internet, and I'm, like, the reason I hate normies is because I'm literally too anxious. I'm too anxious to go outside and fucking talk to them, because I'm a baby bitch, and I was told to hate them by people on YouTube that I follow, and it's just, it just shows, like, a lack of moral character, and it shows a lack of convention, because you're just parroting what other people are saying, and you're too anxious inside. By the way, if you have anxiety, I fucking hate you, by the way. You literally are, like, not trying hard enough. And you're only saying that you hate normies out of fear. But once you actually, interact with society, once you have a job, or once you go to school, and once you're interacting with people in real life, then you will have the legit-ass opinion that normies are shit, but comma, and space afterward.
That's fair. I mean, you shouldn't judge something until you've experienced it, I suppose.
Speaking of real-life cool experiences, if you remember, I talked a while ago about the mission to walk in a straight line across the country of Wales, where that guy with a GoPro on his head did that. Then he went back to making fucking GeoGuessr videos, which sucked, and I was like, damn. But recently, he has come back with an incredible new and different adventure. He and his friend decided to try and get all the way across Europe without using money to pay for transportation. And they would try to use as many different modes of transportation as possible and talk to people to, like, blag their way through things and stuff like that. And he's got the whole series and it's finished. And
I think that's doable. That sounds like a very doable thing to me.
It's a very doable thing, but it's really
doesn't not spending money basically limit you to walking?
No,
and you can rides from people and, like, bicycles.
Okay.
The things include sneaking onto trains and then avoiding the ticket man, hitchhiking.
I did that a bunch of times.
They got some subscribers to get them some kayaks and bikes for various portions of the trip, and a lot of.
Wait, so they can let other people buy them stuff?
Well,
I guess
not buy them stuff, but, like, the point is.
I mean, it's worth it because kayaking is fun.
Yeah, they went through this river near the Alps,
Belgrade on a kayak,
and through Italy on these kayaks, and it was so cool. And they would sleep on the land and eat off the land, and it was all very, very interesting. And a lot of the cool interactions they had with random Europeans was, like, some of the coolest and heartwarmingest stuff ever. It made me realize that as long as you are, confident and nice, you can get people to do things for you.
We hear a lot of shit about how fucked up the world is, which is true. Most people are good people and will just kind of be nice to you if you're nice to them. I firmly believe this about the world.
Sure.
So I definitely recommend that whole series. It's very, very good.
But Gabe, I was just curious. What's the start and end point? Where did they start and where did they end? I'm curious if you know.
They started
like
Portugal, and they go to, like,
no, it's not
Russia,
the entirety
Ukraine,
of Europe. It's like from what country is it? It's, I think,
one of those ones down there
through either France or Italy. I think it was near the Alps. They started somewhere there, but they got all the way over to Bratislava in
what is that?
Fucking, I can't remember the country's name, but Bratislava is a place. And
Lithuanian or sounds like one of
somewhere
those
to the fucking east.
They were so it sounds like they were going south to north.
No, they were going sort of west to east-ish. I can't remember the exact.
Why would you start in Italy then?
I don't fucking remember.
Because they're gay. You should have started in Portugal, those cowards.
Yeah,
that would be a real.
Italy goes all the way up to the Alps. So that's
maybe they started in Sicily or one of those, places down there, Florence or something. I don't know.
It would be very hard to start from Europe west to east and start in Italy.
All right, whatever. I don't remember the actual country, but it's
a bad video, Gib. It's actually bad. That's the point.
The things that happen are really cool. And on the note of that, there's this other YouTuber. I should find I can't remember his name at the moment, but he does train hopping videos. maybe I talked about this before. But basically, he is like the same sort of thing. He's got a GoPro, but he's a complete criminal, and he's got his face covered. And basically, he goes on freight trains and hides inside them, and like knows how to like, illegally hop on trains and avoid guards, and he films it all. And like, it's such a freedom sort of feeling you get from those, because he has his like hammock that he has to sleep in. He just finds, like, he climbs on top of a roof and hopes that nobody comes to see him, because it's like, nobody's going to go up there. So he just goes up on a roof and he makes a bed with his sleeping bag, and then he goes back on the next train. He's like trying to figure out which trains are going what direction. Then he's like hops on the right train, avoids the guards, and then like when the train is in motion, he just climbs up the top because they have the little metal ladders, and he just sort of surfs the train. He's got like a GoPro on a stick, and he's just sort of like looking at the beautiful scenery in the sunset, and he's just got the wind in his hair, and it's like the coolest thing ever.
What a life.
Being free is really fucking epic, I think.
You know what, Hippo? That reminds me of a very liberating sort of feeling. When you're in the physical world and you are kinetically moving around the world, it's a very like... it's a revolution inside your brain when you realize that you can jaywalk, and I don't mean jaywalking literally, though I do mean jaywalking literally. I mean jaywalking spiritually. When you realize that the rules and customs that you have been told to abide by, you can just break them all the time, and it doesn't matter.
Bro, that's the main thing that keeps. Well, when I was a shy young boy afraid to talk to girls, which it is still terrifying to do to this day, no doubt about it. Like that right there, that social conditioning that like it's not okay to just like say hello to someone was so beat into my brain, maybe entirely due to my own retarded ass thinking and just watching anime all day. But then when I realized like, oh, it's actually okay to do that and like say hello to people or whatever, bit of a revolution, bit of a mind change.
You can basically do like so much more than what people think is possible. Like they have like very like hard ingrained like paths in front of them that they feel like they have to abide by, but you can get away with like a bunch of like, I don't know, like illegal literally and socially things. Me and Ben held a slime protest, and I know there was a few people that like not at the con, but I talked about it with some of my friends, and they were like, "Are you sure? Don't you need like a permit?"
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Absolute cowardice of some people. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble if you organize more than like 10 people in this like public park. Hold up signs and like make some noise during the day.
People, as long as you don't cause problems, like things work
Even
out.
if you do cause problems.
Sorry, I didn't realize. You should apply for a permit before you publicly assemble anywhere public.
What's that old saying? They say it's always better to apologize than to like.
It's ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
That's the one. Yeah. That's the one. Yep.
Better to beg forgiveness than to ask permission.
It reminds me of a time where I accidentally got myself into a situation that was illegal, but I was not in the right mind frame to like deal with it. I thought I was going to die. I thought the police were going to kill me. It was just that I got onto a train and I didn't realize that I didn't swipe my ticket. Like I didn't swipe the beep thing, and then I was like, wait a minute.
That's me every day.
Wait a minute. When I get to the other end of this train, I'm gonna have to swipe the thing to open the gate, and they're gonna know that I didn't get on the train. They're gonna fucking tackle me at the other end. But like, it doesn't matter because
they just don't really care.
Like I did I pressed the thing, and it's like, oh, it doesn't work, and then this guy just opened it for me. He's like, there you go.
Lol.
There's an episode of I think you say it, Le Lascar, the French cartoon where a guy just hops the stile or the till or whatever at the subway station, and the fucking like train bouncers like descend on him, and he decides that the way to get away with it is to pretend that he's an American tourist who only speaks English. He's like, I sorry officer, it's first time I do it, and I think he gets his ass kicked. But my experience is that nobody gives a shit. And even if you just openly run through the thing behind someone else and don't swipe your card and are clearly just cheating the system, the worst that will happen is like a guy in a tea jacket will be like, sir, you swipe your card, please.
Oh yeah, that happened at fucking last time we were in Boston.
It might.
Oh yeah.
It might genuinely white privilege that I might only get such mild responses because I'm white and I look like a nerd.
Perhaps.
We tried to go through the thing like in the ticket, the train, where you do the thing and then a bunch of people run through while it's open. And then the guy saw it and it's like, could you not do that?
Could you not?
But like
yeah.
nothing happens, you know?
Yeah,
no, nothing.
Like
She
never
people are-
drops.
people are scared of getting in trouble way too much. I think it might be brainwashing.
by design.
Like I'm,
It's by design,
pretty
of
like
course.
99% sure it's like actual like
Fear is what
government
keeps
brainwashing.
the majority of society running.
Dude, I always watch like, crime shows or whatever, and I'm like amazed every time that I see like people do things like commit like armed robbery. Look, I know these things are exaggerated to some degree, and like do actual like, I don't know, be drug traffickers, and then they're like out on bail and just like are allowed to continue their lives. Look, not for the extreme stuff, I know, but like generally speaking, you'll like be fine in a while. If you're a first time offender, you'll like be fine if you do most
it takes
things.
money.
Yeah,
And,
it costs you money, which is bad.
can be a problem for you, but like, it doesn't end your life.
And that's we were definitely taught to like. They say that like the middle, like the poor exists to create fear in the middle class, to like to sustain the upper class. They say or whatever. And then like it's the same with like criminals, like the hardcore crime in jails, whatever, like exists to scare people straight, so that they're like terrified. Like fucking Tom in the Boondocks, scared of getting anally raped in jail. I mean, he's the perfect example
a real
of like
fear. That's a legit fear, though.
Okay, sure.
Says
but,
Tom
like, I mean,
from the Boondocks.
Well, what if it feels good? What if you like it? What if you turn gay and it's all good?
I identified very strongly with that scene. Okay,
that is another Tom. That is, I do too. But speaking of like absolute like small-brained, like peanut, like regressed in the mind, childlike thinking idiots, my girlfriend Michelle is absolutely terrified of jaywalking because in Hawaii. Yeah, because in Hawaii, jaywalking is like considered, I guess I can't blame her, like an actual serious crime, sort of. Like they actually prosecute people who jaywalk.
In Boston, you're just expected to jaywalk.
Yeah, no, it's
See, that's the thing. I mean, I've been to New York and Boston, Philly, and all over the fucking place, and like I jaywalk 24/7, 365, and nobody gives a shit. But I guess in Hawaii,
they're like
people give a shit for some reason. I still don't understand.
You get
why.
arrested in Boston for not jaywalking because you're holding up foot traffic.
It's because the traffic in Hawaii is so bad, because island, et cetera, that like they really take traffic violations seriously. I guess like LA or something.
Ridiculous.
I don't know. But I mean, Jesus Christ, her poor brain has been absolutely destroyed by fear of jaywalking, and she could definitely get away with it most of the time. And I try. What I'm trying to say is, long story short, all this, commit crimes. I'm telling you to commit crimes.
I'm at the point where I'm at the point where I'm starting to wondering: is shoplifting really illegal? Like, is it really?
Dude, Ben does it every single fucking day. Ben shoplifts every single fucking day. Tom, you can literally do it. You can literally
here's the thing.
Anything. You can shoplift anything.
No.
What made me start thinking about this is I was at Best Buy a few days ago, and like they had like all the video games, right? And all the games are like in like these fucking theft-proof containers and everything. Then they had the bargain bin where it's just like a bunch of games just in plastic wrap. I'm like, are they just telling me it's okay to take these ones? Do they just want them gone?
No,
Can I just take a copy of Monster Hunter World and just bail?
I mean,
Tom,
I worked at Best Buy previously.
Here's your homework for next week. Tom, I'm literally going to tell you what you have to do. After this recording, go to Best Buy, pick up a video game, walk out of the store. Like, just start running. Just fucking run out the store.
They're not allowed to chase you.
Wait, hold on. Video games have like the little metal tag in them that sometimes the sensors detect.
Well, that's the
Not
whole
in the
thing. It's like
bargain
they
bin,
have
right?
these in the bargain bin ones. It's just plastic wrap, and that's why I'm just like, are these
definitely.
like the okay to steal ones? That's how I'm interpreting it right now.
Okay to steal.
You know
bin,
me, boys
aka
and
the
girls.
bargain
I
bin.
am, in fact, actually straight edge. But like jaywalking is actually a victimless crime 99% of the time.
The thing about well, Nate, so is like not wearing your seatbelt, but that's illegal.
Okay, true. I would evaluate each
I don't
individually.
know. If the law on the book, if draconian enforcement of traffic laws like leads to like significantly reduce like death tolls or whatever, then like I'd just support it. Here's the thing about shoplifting. Like, imagine that you are a minimum wage fucking worker, or you're any fucking drone working the floor of a supermarket or something, and you see someone like pocket something and walk out the door with it. what are you gonna do? Are
I will
you
tell you
going
what they
to
do.
run after that person like, sir, you need to stop, sir?
Most of the
and then
store
when they don't stop,
policy
you
now
fucking
is that
tackle
you
them and
can't
risk your
do
life
it.
and limb to defend your employer's property? No,
Right.
of course you're
No,
not.
no,
You
no,
don't
no.
give a shit.
I mean, maybe it depends. If you're in fucking Texas, maybe they have different state laws. Like, I don't know. But I worked in Massachusetts at a Best Buy. I knew the security guys. I will tell you what they do. First of all, they are not allowed to even attempt to stop you in any way.
No.
They
No.
maybe would speak to you or maybe say,
you would
like,
have to
please
be
don't leave.
You would have to be like a police officer to have that. Like,
Yeah, that's that thing. That calling the cops is the most they can do. So if you're just like,
And
I'm
you
just
could be
letting you know,
fucking
you
gone
can
by
definitely be out of there. But here's the thing: if you come back later, they will like call the cops if you show up again. So you
Sure.
gotta live your life on the road. That's what you got to do if you want to live this
Yeah.
way.
But I got my
Yeah.
$20 copy of Monster Hunter World for free. It was all worth it.
Right.
Today, I went on a school project.
Wait, I wanted
I was
to-
out of the house and I was
just-
researching archicture.
Don't move on.
Yeah, Gabe.
I,
Yeah.
I just
Tell
wanted to
me.
say a quick jaywalking thing that was funny.
Please.
While it was relevant, that sometimes, like when it's quiet, the roads are quiet. I realize that I don't have to walk on one side of on the pavement and then cross over to the other side if I need to. I can walk straight down the middle of the road all the way down. And when I do that, I suddenly
When
like
it was-
things like buildings. They start feeling like platforms. I start feeling like I can jump over them and I can climb all over them. And I become like this is just a 3D model.
Super
this is
Mario.
all just fake, and I can jump
No.
and do all this cool shit.
You're literally a god when you do that. You
When it
activated
was
the god
snowy,
mode.
I would walk in the middle of the road because like tire tracks would have like cleared more of the snow out of the way.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I would,
sure.
like have less snow to walk through.
No, there's like genuinely like a state of mind that you enter. At least I feel this way. I remember very distinctly when I came into being and I was in school and I was walking in class and I thought to myself, wait a second. I'm supposed to go to class right now. That's what my body is like telling me, my mind is telling me I need to do. But like I can just not. Like I could just like leave. I could just leave the campus right now. And it was like people don't think their body is their own. People think that the
How
way
about
things
when
are
you, when
right
you get to
now.
college, the reality sets in when you get to college, and it's like, wait, I don't have to ask for permission to go to the bathroom anymore. What? Oh, maybe Munchie, since you were you did whatever it was, the weird school for retards and idiots, as I understand it.
Dude, wait.
You didn't have that.
Wait,
but...
wait, what? I did what now?
No,
No,
Nate.
I said Munchie. Didn't I say Munchie? I meant to say
Oh,
Munchie.
sorry.
Did whatever it was.
Nate, this is a
Yeah.
quick aside. We're gonna get back to the topic, but I just want to say that
Okay.
you reminded me. As I was saying before, I was reading a history of Boston, city of Boston, and in that there was a great little excerpt. Apparently, one of the first schools for the disabled in United States of America. Its name was the Massachusetts School for the Idiotic and Feeble-Minded Youths.
I mean,
Whoa.
in the olden days, that
Xavier's
was idiot was like a
rebranding is very
technical term.
interesting.
Munchie,
is
I was
good.
walking.
I want to
walking
be
to-
enlisted. Let me
I was walking
in.
back
Let
to
me in.
the food court or whatever because I'd left my bag, and there's a building that I crossed that's
Boston
called like
Normal
the
School?
Normal School.
Yeah, Boston Normal School. Yep. You just
Yeah, so
doxed
like
me,
I
by
guess
the way.
that's
there.
the opposite. That's like for the really big brain kids is the normal school.
Yeah, and then you have the Idiotic and Feeble-Minded Youth School. I just want to say,
Sponsored by the Procrastinators podcast.
Oh yeah.
people don't think their body and their mind is their own. People think that the way that the society is right now is the only way that it like can be. People have such like an unimaginative, smooth-brained approach to
But
like
it's by design.
critical thinking.
I mean, to
I
be
don't
fair,
blame anyone for that.
Yeah.
You've been conditioned from birth to
sure.
live in these lanes.
Human life is conditioned to like settle into a groove of life that you come. That just seems to be how the human brain works, and like it's less energy to do your routine as opposed to trying to mix things up. So like it's understandable why you fall into grooves, but you should always remember that you can change things up and do things
I
differently.
think one of
like,
the
okay,
earliest
this
times
is
I
how I
realized
feel.
that crime
Guys,
is
no-
okay is
Yeah.
Not to get political or anything.
No, yeah,
but this is how I feel every time I see someone saying that like free college and free healthcare is socialism.
I understand.
It's like
I understand.
we
That's
only
fair.
think that because we don't already do them. If we already did those things, like with fire departments or public school, you wouldn't have a problem with them. You would just think it's normal. It's just an accident of history and circumstances that people feel like they need to rail against that kind of thing.
I want to brush up
It's
on
very
that too, just
upsetting
because
to
it's
me.
like it's a very easy way to illustrate it. But this goes to like every single fucking aspect of human endeavor, where it's like some people think that capitalism is like one thing, Like it is one institution that, if implemented, is the same across all countries. When things like that, like capitalism doesn't like exist in a concrete way. It represents itself through like policies and theories that are different in every single region in any place that is implemented in. Like people don't realize that things can be like slightly different, or you can improve upon things, in any way. Like all of how life is. It was made by other humans, and it is all the result of like thousands of years of discussion. So like capitalism,
and it can be taken away at any time if you cross us.
Literally, exactly. Like capitalism, and I'm just saying it because again, it's illustrative. Capitalism is not like natural, like in the sense that this is just the way that human beings have evolved naturally. It is the result of theory, it is the result of discussion, it is the result of countless upon countless iterations of designs. And so like people seem to think that America, the countries that exist now, the systems that exist now, will simply just, exist in perpetuity. And there's like a natural state about it. Obviously, the United States exists. Obviously, capitalism exists. Obviously, these are the ways that we do things because this is how they've been since I was born. But even if you go like double your lifetime back, things will start radically getting different because the world is always changing. This is what I was saying at like my first point of this podcast. I don't have anything to say about because I said it in a really obtuse way. But it's like these sorts of things. Nothing is ever natural. Nothing is ever how it's supposed to be. It's all just the result of circumstance and upon like discussion and theory and evolution. And this is the sort of thing where it's like people get in their fucking their little mind cage. Their neoliberal mind cage, to quote Ben's lyric from Under the City.
Dab.
Right.
Neath the City is what the song is called.
Neath the City.
But close enough.
Yeah. It's just, they don't understand that things like can be different. And again, this is not just for politics. This is just for like, again, crossing the fucking road in the middle, like crossing the street in the middle of the road instead of going to the predetermined spots where you're supposed to do it. Like, I do that because that's what the law is. And there are these signs on the ground that lead me to do that. That's what I'm told I'm supposed to do.
Munchy, you're right. You're right. And
the point is, fuck cops, do crime.
Yeah, I mean, dare to dream, ladies and gentlemen. Dare to dream of a McNuke in every backyard and a slave child harem to every man, property owning in my anarcho-capitalist future that we are heading towards one step at a time. Dare to dream. Dare to dream.
It's going to be great. Agree. Like people need to realize that like. Oh, go on.
I was going to say the first time I realized that crime was okay was when I learned of the TV license that you're supposed to pay to make the BBC run. And everyone I've ever talked to, old and young, has never ever said they pay it. Because there's no way to enforce it because the BBC is not the government exactly. And they can't have a warrant to go into your house. And even if they know that you're watching TV, they can't really do anything. There was this video I watched where this guy explained the ways the BBC has tried to scare people into paying it because they can't actually do anything to enforce this rule. And they said back in the 50s that they had this van that would drive around with a television detecting antenna, and it could tell what channel you're watching and where, in what room, and then they would come to your front door and say, hey, you're watching TV without a license. And people believed it because they didn't realize the technology is impossible and cannot exist, especially in the fucking 50s. There has never been the BBC has kept up the lie forever, even though it's completely obvious to everyone that they don't have these things. Nobody's ever seen them. Nobody's ever been convicted using one. It's just like a blatant scare tactic, but they have to keep it up because nobody fucking pays the thing. Old people do, I think.
They probably do because they don't know any better. But have you guys seen those videos on YouTube? There's a million of them of like professor confronts entire classroom who one of them stole the test answers and he's chewing out the whole room and he's like, if you don't turn that in, that computer actually had state secrets on it. You could be serving 20 to life if you don't confess to me. These are real things that were said. And this is a popular video. It's like a professor who's like working with the government or something on some contracts. His laptop was stolen or something. He had like the test answers, which is probably why they took it. But he's like, it also has, state secrets. And he's like laying on this case that like, if you don't turn it in, like, first of all, we're changing the test. So those answers you had, they're useless. Second of all, you'll go to jail if you don't turn in the computer. I'm the only one on the planet who can help you, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like they're lying. And what I want to see is a follow-up video of how no one came forward and nothing bad happened to anyone. Not that I support crime. I don't like crime or people stealing stuff. I'm against that. But what I also hate are these overly self-righteous displays about like, I'm going to scare the whole class. You guys are so bad. They make everybody feel bad for like a couple of people doing some fucked up shit. And I don't know. I like people who are acting tough to get slapped down. It amuses me greatly, and would love to see that. Some follow-ups where nothing bad happened to anyone, and it was totally fine.
At my school last semester,
sometimes crime is good.
I had an auditorium class, and apparently there had been issues taking attendance the previous year. And so instead of tapping your badge on the door like you were supposed to and the building was designed for, people were just tapping their badge and then like leaving, like they weren't going to class.
Sure, yeah.
And so the teacher lied to us. Did a lie that no one believed and was not effectual at all. But it was so outrageous that I was funny. So he explained to us the first day, like, that doesn't work. You don't tap your badge. What happens is every single day that you come in here, there is a photo taken of the class, and we have a team of volunteer students who go through that photo and count each face individually to make sure that you were here every day.
Wait, did he say where the camera was?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He did not. Okay.
And he said that in order to get your face in the system, because I guess it was AI like helped, you had to send him a photo of your face head on. And no one did that, and it didn't matter, and it just resulted to like a piece of white paper being passed around at every class with you have to write down your name.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to college, the system that should be done is you don't have to show up to class, but if you fail the test, you fail the test, and fuck you. That's your problem.
Yeah,
that's the system that should be done. For sure.
My school specifically is very, very handholdy. And
in fact, you know what? Just before you go in further, that I think not only should that be the system, I think attendance should be held against the professor. Because if a bunch of people aren't in your class and they still pass, you are irrelevant and they're paying you for nothing.
I guess that's true.
I almost have like a weird opinion of this, where it's like, I think that you basically should be able to like be free to do like whatever you want, in the sense that it's like there are like if you miss these couple classes, you fail the class. If you okay, makes sense. I understand why they do it. Sure. But on some level, I think like, okay, the point of college is that it's like a service that you are paying for and you get things out of it. So like if you just skip class, like why would you penalize that person? Because they're already being penalized by wasting a lot of money and not gaining anything from it.
I'll tell you why. The answer to that is because college has been watered down and they now are officially recognizing it as a kindergarten where they're forcing you to actually give a shit when actually those people don't actually give a shit.
Yeah, the real university is in the YouTube tutorials now.
Literally true, because that's where all information lies and everything you need to be successful as a human being, pretty much. Yeah.
You can't get a teacher on the internet that can talk to you one-on-one, but maybe in the future. Like, you almost have that.
Digital Aristotle.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's utility to having a class with an actual professor with actual skills. Got it. Understood. But you know what I'm saying.
Break the conditioning.
Need to do in
Don't
VR
fucking
chat.
Think that anything
like a
is
class
right.
in VR chat. That's like a...
What if there were VR chats where, like, people actually, like, you're there as your, like, cat girl, a big titty anime avatar, and, you're the teacher. You're teaching your students about, Physics 101 that you're trying to, maybe that's too low level. Programming.
Like, the thing is really just, like, the same as a stream. Like, the talking and, like, asking questions and getting specific answers to those questions is what a physical human teacher is. As like as an informational dump, they don't have to like, if you're on the internet and you ask a question, Google is terrible. Google is the worst search engine ever made. All of them are, because if you have a specific question, it doesn't use AI to really tell you anything. There are a few websites where you can put a question in, and humans can come and like answer it, like in Quora or like other things like that. But like AI does not do good like with the teaching. So like as long as there's like an actual person on the other end, it doesn't matter where you are. If it's in real life, it's more real and like that's one thing.
Yeah.
But online, it can also happen. Like I don't know why like teaching streams don't exist. They don't really. They do. They don't really exist.
There's a couple of them
maybe
around.
they do, but like I haven't seen enough of them to be like
ASMR guy
organized as like a real thing.
There happens to be this one ASMR guy named Chicho who I passively follow, not particularly closely or anything, and he does like ASMR math streams. He like is a teacher, and just in his ASMR, he's like, "Oh, today we're going to discuss like quadratic functions, and we're gonna break it down so it's really clear." And I mean, it's kind of cool. I've never really paid that. I've never learned anything from watching.
I mean, ASMR,
I'm not
I think
paying
is
attention.
like distracting. Surely.
It's gonna put you to sleep, literally. Yeah. So,
I think there's also
people like him.
Sort of like a different like skill set that a teacher has, rather than even sites like that, because learning does not consist of you just continuously asking questions over and over and over again. That can allow you to create the sort of art that you want, but it doesn't necessarily allow you to grow. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the time, teachers can provide things for you that you would not know to seek out, or that you would not know to ask, or just information that you didn't know was even relevant. Like there can be some times where you are given not just an assignment, but you are given advice, or you are talking to someone one-on-one, and they inform you of something that you would have not known about otherwise. Like, for instance, a big thing I know in the illustration department here is that you are, told that you should know other illustrators in the field. And that's the sort of thing where it's like, you probably know a lot of like Instagram people, right? You follow a lot of people on social media. How many like actual, working illustrators, how many, people actually making money doing what you quote unquote want to do? How many of those do you know? Most of the time the classes are like 0. Like there's no one that I can name at all. And that's not the sort of thing that you would think to yourself while drawing, like, I wonder who's an illustrator that I can take inspiration from. You kind of just like learn things through osmosis, and that's the sort of thing where it's like you are given insight into the field, you are given insight into job opportunities, you are given insight into how to improve your craft in ways that you could not just think to or know by Google searching things.
When
also,
you say
tutorials
you mean like personal connection? No. As in, like, you've talked to them and they know who you are.
Well, either or. I mean,
because the way I was thinking about that is like getting the teacher like talking to like a faceless username, asking a question in a live stream or some VR chat thing, some future teacher thing is like one thing. But like if the teacher knows who you are and they can see you in real life, that is something that like they can get a sense of what sort of person you are, what sort of like issues you may have, depending on the teacher and how much they give a shit, of course. But like I've gotten some like real good life advice from art teachers in the past that see that like I am not like the most like talkative and like socially active member of the class. I don't usually ask the questions when I was in school. So they would like bring me aside after a class and like talk about stuff. And those moments would be very valuable for someone like me.
Those kind of unquantifiable things that you don't expect are definitely the main point of having.
But is that really worth tens of thousands of currency?
Who knows? That's up to the individual to decide.
I'd rather just find a teacher and like meet them outside of teaching. Just like be friends with them.
We have to go back to the Greek model of one wise older man personally tutoring one sexy little boy.
That's right. This is the purest form of love, and it's the purest form of education as well, and it's the one I ascribe to.
Instead of paying for years of college and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, you just pay with your supple
with that
young
sexuality
body.
You weren't using anyway, so you might as well put it to good use. Makes sense to me.
Getting hungry.
Hey, I've got an update, a life update. I hit Twitch Partner the other day.
Did you make it? Did it work?
Well, so I hit all the thresholds that are needed. The application is currently being processed. I don't know if I'm going. I mean, I assume I will.
They're going to pull up every time you said the F word on stream.
Oh, they're going to give me my social media score breakdown. Damn it, China! What have you done? You really fucked me over.
I got pretty close to making partner that 1 month that I had Chris Chan on my Twitch, and and I also did the Digi debate on like the same week or the same month, and like I was close to hitting that 75 average viewers, but I think I got to like 71 or something, or like 60, 69.
Thank God it's. I mean, hopefully it'll be over, and like I don't think you'll lose partner even if your views dip down.
No,
maybe they
you
will.
don't. Once you make it, you got it. And I don't actually know what the benefits. Like I'm sure you get more emojis.
Get more emotes.
That's the main one I know.
Make your streams more successful. I don't know.
Think you keep it. You just get more emotes.
There's one other thing.
Don't you get ad revenue?
You get a bigger share of ad revenue of revenue from like.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like the big thing.
That might be like a 5%
Nate, I'll be
difference,
curious
though.
to hear if like it leads to like any substantial like change in your Twitch revenue.
Yeah, I mean, for me, since like I'm kind of like right at the border, like I could have been affiliate or a partner at roughly the place that I'm at. I'll be interested to see because I always track my income for these things month to month anyway. Like if there's a change, I don't know. We'll fucking see if that amounts to anything, or if I get more viewers, or like maybe now that I'll be partner, hopefully, like it'll put me out more recommendations and more people see. I don't know. But,
maybe.
Hi guys, I've carved more space for myself underneath the thumb of San Franciscan tech bros. I can't wait.
Well, what else can you do, Munchie? What else can you do?
I can't wait to sell my personality more online.
That's the job, man. That's the job.
What a great job
you just debunked every YouTuber on the planet and every online content creator who exists. In fact, every book writer is just literally just selling their fucking personality and like their hard-won knowledge to the fucking ignorant masses. Like literally like a fucking whore. Like a fucking whore. It's exactly what every book writer in history is. The guys who write the Bible.
You know what they say, some whores are better than others.
Sad but true. You hate to see it.
Sad, but you hate to see it. You hate to see it. But, I mean, Christ taught us that whores are cool now. So that's the good news.
He did. I remember when he did that.
Wait. We should remake the Bible, but Jesus is like a vlogger, and he like he's like the PCP. He like assembles a bunch of content creators, aka the 12
We should remake
apostles.
the Bible, but Jesus is a woman of color.
That's
him getting crucified is because his channel terminated.
That was him getting crucified. Yeah, right. That was the big F in chat, as it's known in the book, and then 3 days later, his account gets restored, but he uploads some weird vlogs, like you don't really understand it.
Like the way in Bibles where they have like the extremely flowery like first letter of the sentence, but just one page is a huge F.
Big F, yeah.
It's like there's this really like finely detailed H and then TTPS / and then it's just a really long link.
In that one episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob was writing the essay to pass boating school or whatever, didn't he draw like it's him like yes, and he spends like an hour and it's just a big W. I feel like that because it's what I learned in boating school is. Was it a T?
It's just
shit.
He just writes the.
Oh, it was the. Okay. I was hoping it'd be a W, so that could be used for epic SpongeBob W memes. Like, here, bro, take this W.
You would see it everywhere by now if it was a W.
You're absolutely right. Like every other SpongeBob's still, ever produced. Let me see. Hey, a totally other subject. I was just going to say, in my personal life update, I have finished, finally, Star Trek, the original series, and I'm on to Voyager now.
Wow, guys,
so
I
excited.
consumed this piece of media from the 1970s. Yes. Are you proud
1960s, as it would have it. But,
cool. I'm sorry. That's actually based, actually.
Maybe it finished in the 70s. I don't know.
No, Voyager's from, like, the 90s.
Well,
Voyager
the original series.
The original series is from the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was great. Really good. Very excited to continue consuming media in this way. Yeah, it feels good. We'll give updates.
You can say
a philosopher has watched a TV show once.
I'll tell you, okay, the one thing, guys, I gotta tell you, a big problematic moment. I've watched, 3 full Star Trek series now. It's been all male captains. Well, I mean, the Sisko started as a commander, but becomes a captain in in Voyager, Janeway is the only one I've seen so far who at any moment doubted herself and her leadership capabilities. Is it a coincidence she's the woman captain? I don't know. She's a pretty seasoned captain. Why would they choose to write this into her narrative? Little sus. Sexism in the writer's room? I hope
Impossible.
Not. I hope
you
not.
can't be racist and work on television shows.
People can't be racist and sexist at the same time. It doesn't add up. Yeah, that's... Anyway, didn't matter. She's a good captain. She's all right.
Media to consume. Please consume the Lord of Ghosts comic. Giveandtake.site. I'm going to plug it all the time.
Please.
Lord of Ghosts Chapter 2. It's another fucking masterpiece. God, I love Lord of Ghosts comic.
When Chapter 3, Gib?
Hippo,
give
you're
me
really
more
good
to consume.
I really like your shit.
Thank you. I bring it up mostly to plug, but also because it is something that I have sort of like slowed down quite a lot on working on. And I don't know whether like it's a good thing that I don't feel bad about it. Like I don't feel worried that I'm losing pace. I just sort of stopped for a bit because I felt like it, and I felt okay. And usually I would expect myself to be like panicking, like, oh no, deadlines that I set for myself are not going to be met. Lol, damn, kill myself. But I feel all right. I feel like this was a break I needed to take, and I'm gonna get back to it. But like, do you ever feel that like you're taking a break and it doesn't feel like a bad thing, but you're kind of like
literally never.
No, okay, Hippo, I'm totally with you. That is the sort of thing where if you don't have a functioning brain, then you can kind of work yourself. I mean, I feel like I've said this 1,000 times before. Go to munchuscripts.tumblr.com. If you think that your time is always work time and it's always potential work time, then all breaks will feel like you are wasting time that you theoretically could be spending. But as long as you are intentional and you like plan to like, you know what? I'm kind of not feeling it right now. I'm going to take a break. And then you actually take a break and don't just, have the Lord of Ghosts, up in your Photoshop file and then watch YouTube for a little while, then click back to it and then you draw like a couple more lines, then click back to YouTube and you just waste your time that way. It's great. I played Civ 5 for like 6 hours like a couple days ago. I just got home from school and I thought, you know what? I haven't played video games in a really long time. I'm going to play a video game. Played a video game and it was great. It was great. And I just, that's the sort of thing where it's like, if I were thinking to myself, okay, all right, I have stuff I have to do to get it done, and I have to do my homework, but I really want to play Civ 5. Oh, what am I going to do? I'll play a little bit of Civ 5, and then I'll do a little bit of work, and then...
Munchie, it sounds so good to be mentally healthy.
Yeah, I know.
I can't even imagine.
Fair.
Well, it's almost like everyone can be mentally healthy if they just, try at all and put any thought into the actions that they're doing and just, like, reflect upon their life and, just, like, set out rules for themselves and, like, have, like, a moral or, like, intellectual standard that they keep themselves to, and it's all, and everyone's, like, about the same intelligence. It's about,
none of us would know anything about that.
That's, that's
clearly
true.
not.
It was weird, though, because it was, like, the first time that I've been okay with taking a break. It wasn't even really a planned break. I just was not feeling it. So I stopped for a bit, and I played some video games, I watched YouTube, and then I made... Oh no, it wasn't that. I finished the Sangetsu no Lion anime and read the manga, which is really good, and is definitely on par with the show. If you get to the end of the show and you want more,
that's good.
Definitely
That's
continue reading. Great manga, great art and stuff. But it's ongoing, so it sort of stops, and that... After that, I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. But then I got like a block of wood and I made a shogi piece. I talked about this a bit. I have a picture now. I've sanded it down. It looks really nice. Good. I'm thinking of
show us.
Of like maybe etching into it and then doing a little image and then like painting it gold or white or something.
Make like a like face, like a little pumpkin head.
Possible.
That'd be cool.
Not like the pumpkin outline, but like just like the face, like a jack-o'-lantern face.
I took a break for the purpose of being productive. In that when I hit the point where I was like, okay, finale's coming up for Slime and Punishment, I was like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to go back. I'm going to finish the Vapor scripts, which I finally did this past week. I got the last one done. All the guest artists have their scripts now, so my work is done. Amazing. I felt really terrible while I was taking the break because I felt like it was way too long. Because writing the Vapors is like an emotionally horrifying experience for me, as I talk about the patreon.com/Ben Saint, the new monthly podcast. I had revelations about the topic of like, why is writing vapors hard? Like, while I was recording that. That's great stuff.
That's cool.
That's cool to have moments like that.
You should link it for us so we can listen to it for free, and other people have to pay for it. I guess
I can do that just for you guys. I can
do it guilt-free because I'm fucking
fair.
I forget where I was going. Wait, can I just like post if I post the Patreon link here, you won't be able to see it, right? Even if I want to share with you guys.
Correct. We would need like if it's like a YouTube upload, or if it's on Patreon, we would have to. I
guess maybe I could just upload the raw audio.
I mean, you certainly could. Discord? You don't have to, but I mean, I'm curious.
I will figure out a way to let you guys hear it.
Okay.
And the first one too, I guess.
I was gonna say, on the subject of taking a break, I am going on vacation tomorrow for like 11 days or whatever, going to Hawaii. And so that is indeed the first like big I mean, I spent like literally 2 days at the parents', so that's a weekend. That is one weekend that I don't think that really counts as much of a vacation.
Wait, our parents?
So this will be my...
Wait, where are you going on vacation?
Yeah, Hawaii, to see Michelle's folks.
Okay.
So we're going to be there for like a good solid like 9 days of chilling. So that's going to be an actual vacation that I'm very much looking forward to.
What's vacation? Fun?
I mean, we like had wanted to see my like her parents for a while, and like a while back, we haven't been there for a while to see her folks, and like they just said like, hey, like we'll pay for you guys to come out, like to fly out sometime, so like let us know when's good, and we were just like, let's pick a time that like fits into our schedule reasonably well. Yeah. So like they're paying for the flight, which is very generous, and we're just gonna go hang out for several days. And then come back and continue life in beautiful sunny Cincinnati, Ohio. So yeah, I mean, there's no real occasion, but it'll actually be like a nice break, and you'll get to see your folks and all that stuff. But like this happens to coincide, obviously, with all my channels being hacked. And one of the worst things about that, on the subject of holding yourself to a deadline and whatnot, is I had previously promised my patrons that I would get a big video out during the month of January. It is now past the month of January, and I must admit I had my head to the grindstone, working real hard to get it done, like my next, big Nate video on BGE. But when like the 22nd, the 23rd rolled around, and I discovered that my channels were literally stolen, and I could not post them, I must admit it just deflated me, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna not work on this as much because, dealing with some shit right now. So, like,
but you'd be able to upload it to your patrons, and you'd be able to upload it as soon as you got back. Or, like, whenever it was resolved.
Well, that's true. Like, the video is not done editing. It's going to be at least several more days of editing because I just was fucked up about not being able to release it, like, on time. Like, I could have probably finished it if I had had my head to the fucking grindstone. But, like, I had to deal with all these challenges. There's work involved with that and stuff. But, like, it is, I consider it a failure. I consider it a failure. But it was due to circumstances that,
I feel like that's
don't know.
Totally fair. Like, even if you would put your nose to the grindstone, you got the video finished, you still might have
it wouldn't be out
had
on
to wait
time.
for weeks at this point to get it up. So, like, you can take time.
But it would have been done.
It would have been done, but, like...
sure.
I think it's not something to, like, work yourself up about, like, oh, I failed. Like, this was out of your control.
I mean, people, my patrons are the only people whose opinions I really care about on this particular subject, because they're the only ones I owe anything
Actually,
to.
it's not out of your control. It's entirely your fault, lol, die.
I mean, in a way, yes. In a way, in the same way that, like, if you get gunned down the street in a bad neighborhood, why are you in that bad neighborhood? I was in the bad neighborhood of, the internet and of, sponsorship deals that I should never have gone into. So that's on me. I don't know. I guess I just hope that my patrons are a little bit understanding and they don't, all of it. I suspect they will. But like, I mean, if it was me, I have this thing in my head where it's like, well, I mean, you didn't do what you said you were gonna do. I mean, you could have, done it anyway. So I mean, I can't blame people if they feel that way.
This time,
I feel like patrons specifically would understand. Like random viewers.
Look, I'm not here to beg or anything.
If you promised it to random viewers, they might like unsub or whatever. But like patrons care more, and so like something like this happening, they're probably like really supportive. I mean, I would hope.
I hope so. And I mean, I do have a Weeagawa that's ready. It's been ready. It's just that my channel got stolen, so I have one thing to release as soon as it comes.
You're back on it.
This is that last one that is the final Weeagawa.
Wait, you're not doing any more Weeagawas ever?
No, well, okay, that's not what I'm trying. I'm trying to, like, for now, this is the last of, I'm calling it season 3. Like, I might pick it up again later, but, like, for now, the plan is just work on the big videos and maybe a Weeagawa if I feel like it.
Dude, that's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It'll just hopefully make time for big videos and do stuff like that. But, like, I was hoping to start off well. There's been a little bit of a, derailing of the plan. But, okay, whatever. Enough about that. I just thought I'd throw that out there because it's, like, okay, what I was going to say, the last thing on that is just, like, I'm feeling good that, like, I'm going to Hawaii. I will just be tuned out of all this shit. Although I actually am going to call in for the PCP episode from Hawaii. I'm going to bring a mic with me to do it. So I don't know. That'll be fun. Hopefully have things to discuss. But like I'm going to go, as Munchie was saying, I'm going to use my body. I'm going to go learn to surf. I'm going to go do that, which I've been look over at my fucking Point Break poster and I'm just my eyes fill with tears at the sheer joy of being a man on the ocean, connecting with real life and doing real life big boy things. Yes. And so I'm just like, and I'm hoping while I'm out, maybe I'll just get that call from the boys at YouTube and they'll say, Nate, happy vacation, buddy. Here's your channel back. We took care of it while you were off doing other things. And oh, won't that be nice? And hopefully all the channels will be restored. But I'm going to be paying attention to that and all that stuff. So
we can only I've
excused myself for this like 10-day block of time to just not worry about all this stuff. I'll worry about everything else when I'm back. And I definitely am afflicted with, I am unable to stop thinking about all the things I have to do all the time. But when I block out specifically, like a big chunk of time like this, when I won't be doing anything, I think this will be a very helpful, recuperative block of time. So I don't know. That's it.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Well, I'll go to voicemail.
What else has anyone got?
I got one like bit of news, but it's not much.
Sure.
I put a new video on the Hypocrite channel.
Oh yeah,
it's
right.
just a little 5-minute rant, and I was happy to see that the people who have subscribed are still there. Like very, very happy to see.
Everyone was excited to see that.
Yeah, it was just really nice to like. I was expecting people to be like, "What the fuck." Lol, die.
I'm mad at you for uploading
It's
content.
only a 5-minute rant and there's no
you.
video editing. What the fuck? I care about standards, says the
Redman
YouTube
is looking
commenter.
jacked.
Oh yeah, he's so angry about video games. That's it makes his blood boil. And he goes gear second.
You know what you're gonna have to do?
Yeah, everyone should go check that out.
Because I have like banished YouTube forever. I've blocked it on my desktop and on my phone and on my laptop, and it's like gone and I can't access it. And the only way I can access it is if I go to the school library. So whenever when any of you upload a video that's good, DM me and then I'll go to the school library to watch it.
Okay, we'll do.
I thought you said
I'll keep you posted.
like completely blocking out something it just doesn't work, or do you actually feel like YouTube has no value anymore, and so that's easy to do?
I actually feel like it has no value and it's easy to do.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes as well. Like, I still enjoy looking at a couple things, but it is sort of like the same video I've seen a few weeks ago. Just
I've got to be fully red-pilled. On the YouTube, I've taken the full red YouTube pill, which is like 99%, probably more than that, is just all people restating opinion that's the same as everyone else about current event. That's like the vast majority of what it is. And in terms of like actually insightful commentary, it's very rare. But you know what? I aspire to be one of those people that people will actually be like, oh, good, thank God, in the sea of garbage, a best guy ever upload. I can count on this being at least interesting, at least something I haven't consumed 1,000 times before. I mean, if you're not doing that on YouTube, what's even the fucking point? Be your own boss in a job saying the same thing as everybody else? How is that any better than just being a corporate cog of some company where you make way more money and have actual job security? Explain to me why that's a better job. You can't do it. So, fuck it, man. make good content or don't do it at all, or have it be a hobby. I guess if you want to do that, that's fine too. Then do whatever the fuck you want.
So much of YouTube is just like repeating things, like you're just saying, like not even just like repeating what other YouTubers have said, but like reading a book and then boiling down that book to its like pure essence, so you get none of the nuance and you get none of the actual interesting tidbits. So it's just like, I read a book. I'm just gonna like repeat what the book said, but like worse and like way like less insightful. You know, that's just what I'm gonna do.
I'll just make here's a little pitch. Here's just a little pitch about a video that I consider worthwhile, and I think it's why people like it. Like my Smash videos, I do actual research when I'm making one of those to find out like every appearance of a character. Like most people will not know at least some of that. If you watch those, they're short, they're punchy, they're hopefully funny. And like I like to think at least they're actually both interesting and amusing for people, because I put a lot of fucking work into getting everything I can and cramming in like every meme about that character. It's like I try to make it a full like 360. Everything you think about this character is all in one place, and it's telling the story of like a progression of something that would exist nowhere else. Like no one else has boiled down the complete history of Simon Belmont the character better than my Sign of the Cross video about Simon Belmont getting into Smash. In my humble opinion, it's making the world like a better place. There's a thing here that did not exist anywhere else, except for I guess a fucking like 2-hour history of Castlevania video. But you know what? I'm delivering it better and faster and smarter. So fuck you, Watch Mojo or whoever. I don't know. To me, that should be like the bare minimum of what makes like actually worthwhile content. Now, I consume lots of trash content on YouTube too. Absolutely true. But there's a distinction to be made, and I know what side of that equation I want to be on long term.
Here's the thing.
In terms of all content.
About like people using YouTube as background noise, quote unquote. Stop doing that.
That's fine. That's fine.
It is a stupid idea, because there is music that you could listen to instead. Music on Spotify or YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you're likely to get distracted. But if you're on Spotify, it's just music or Bandcamp or whatever. I made a tweet a while ago saying, give me a band, I will go through their entire discography. And I will do that while I'm drawing. And I've gotten through... I mean, the band I'm on at the moment is Uriah Heep, and they have like 70 albums, so there's a lot of stuff. But the thing that's great about music is that it doesn't have to be good music, and it doesn't have to be music you like, it just needs to be background noise, just like a YouTube video. You don't care about what is happening in the YouTube video. You don't care if it's a good video or a bad video. But you get so much more out of music than people talking when you're not listening to it that hard. So it's like, if you have like hundreds, like there's so many replies to that tweet. Everybody wants you to listen to their favorite band. And nobody ever listens to bands ever. I never listen to music when people recommend it to me. But through this tweet and this desire to like replace background noise from YouTube, I've listened to so much stuff. And it's great. It's really good.
That's good. That's good.
I was more productive when I was listening to music than when I would put on like background noise YouTube videos like speedruns and stuff.
Because you're always going to switch back over to the YouTube video.
Yeah.
You're always
ASMR
going
is the
to tap
solution.
back over
ASMR
and
chads unite literally worthless trash content that's just regurgitated to create new white noise. It's the most intellectual content for background noise there is. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Hippo, part of the reason why, again, viewers read Munchie scripts, because I talk about all this extensively, and I'm probably going to post there more than I'm going to be on the podcast. I say that, like, you know, you can't block out things completely, but the reasons I gave is just because, like, for some things, like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people are, like, really addicted to YouTube, like how I was, and a lot of people, like, don't think as radically as we made that, you know, it's all shit, it's all bad, like, don't even watch it. I'm sure a lot of people have, like, a lot of joy that comes from YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people have, like, you know, like, oh, I really want to tune in to see this, subscribe. So, like lying, just, like, cutting out something completely is just going to, like, cause more problems because you're lying to yourself. If you're just honest with yourself, as I've tried to be, and I've sat down with myself and I've analyzed, does YouTube give me any joy? No? Okay. All right, great. Okay, I don't need it anymore at all then. And so, again, library.
That's fair enough. I think that they're like Marie Kondo, speaking of sparking joy, yes, it's true. Throw away everything that doesn't give true joy. There are creators who I would drop everything to go watch. For example, Twin Perfect uploading this gigantic 4.5-hour video on, Twin Peaks season 3 and the whole series. I know that video, which took over a year to make, is worth watching. I know it, and that's why I'm setting aside time to watch Twin Peaks so that I can go consume this media. And yes, it's just going to be a breakdown, but it will also be an exercise in further understanding a media piece that I would think is worth spending some time to digest anyway. So I would absolutely not agree that it's all trash, but you do have to sort through the trash to find the good, and I would totally agree. There's very little actually good.
Yeah, like, specifically, like, watch the challenge you want to watch. Unsubscribe from everybody that doesn't bring you joy every single time. But like specifically for like if you're going to YouTube,
bar, turn off autoplay.
If you're going to YouTube for background noise, there's better things. There's way better things.
And if you're making a calculation that like by having YouTube, maybe there are once in a blue moon an actually good video, but you know that you're wasting hours every day, so it's just not worth it. That's fine. That's a totally fair calculation to make decide to turn it off. Yeah, fair enough. Guys, voicemails?
Wait,
voicemails?
no.
What do you say?
Wait, what?
No?
I got shit I wanted to talk about. Y'all are so fucking boring, though. You just keep going.
Yeah.
What are we even talking about? YouTube? Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off.
Say your stuff, then.
Amuse me then, Ben. Amuse me.
Okay, well, get ready for disappointment.
I'm ready.
Okay, scramble for my notes. Tomorrow, Iowa caucuses. Today's the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Tomorrow are the Iowa caucuses, and I'm fucking
Wow,
hyped.
boring, Ben. This sucks so bad. Why
know,
are you making this topic? It fucking sucks so bad. Wow,
is that
it's terrible.
Relative to when they hear this, or like relative to us
it is
recording?
tomorrow for us. It will have already happened when the episode
Wow,
comes out.
great.
Okay, got
This
it.
is really great podcast content.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, Munchie. Just explain the
I
joke
think
to me, 'cause
now
I don't
he
get
is being sarcastic at this point.
Yes. I am.
Okay. Sick. Whatever. Fuck you. Okay, I'm hyped for my man Bernie.
I mean, the difference now is that it's not just idle talk about like my political boy's gonna be better. Now it's like, okay, it actually matters.
The voting starts fucking tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm certainly interested to see where it's going to go. This does, in fact, impact our lives at least a little bit.
It does. Bernie's been surging lately. He's like top
Bernie's
Biden in a lot of polls.
Surgers.
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty good. The real challenge is, will Ben have the moral fortitude to be gracious in victory? No. I hate my enemies.
No. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, whatever. That's the thing. I went clubbing on Saturday.
Oh,
I got thrown out of a club.
Pew, 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 pew. How'd it go?
I was I mean, I guess Cassie's friend is like a bar promoter, and she was like, "Hey, everybody, come out to this club with me." And I got the secondhand invite, and I was like, "Okay."
Word.
I mean, the long story short is we hung out at the bar, and then there like a dance floor like opened up downstairs, and I was down there, drinking White Claw seltzers, being a cool guy.
No doubt.
I guess I decided it would be funny, or I felt what I felt like doing was like sitting down on the floor in front of the bar, right? In hindsight, I can understand why they wouldn't want me doing that.
Yeah.
But mercilessly, they descended upon me, like picked me up, like
what?
Like carried me out of the fucking building. And just like sat me down outside and were like, "You're kicked out." And I'm like, what, like, can I rectify my behavior?
One word
of
like, warning, not one
no,
word
you're
of just,
kicked out. You're not
please
getting back
stand,
in.
Sir. Damn.
So I wait in line again. Like I get back in line to try and like just wait my way back to the front to like be like, "Hey guys, sorry about the whole thing. Promise I won't do that again. But like my shit's can I just get back in?" And I'm waiting in line, and these two like Arab guys, I start talking to them about Naruto. They both love Naruto.
Sick.
And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I guess I'm out here in my t-shirt in like freezing cold weather. I guess this will pass the time while I wait for the line to get back in. But it's no use. They're like, "You got kicked out. You were no." I heard word from the top down is that this guy's trouble. He's not getting anywhere near our establishment. So I had to finally beg them, like, "But my debit card, please just give me my debit card." And they did. And then we all left. We left, and it was fuck those guys. But like, Yeah, they had like the two guys, one on each side, like grabbing my shoulders, like physically moving, and I'm just like, okay, I like went limp. I went like,
yeah,
I'm just
ragdoll.
I'll just let destiny take me wherever it needs to take me. I'm not gonna fight it.
So like, I mean, were you like, drunk or like making a scene?
I was
like
kind of drunk.
like that?
I don't think I was making a scene. I sat down in front of the bar, and probably that is offensive to them because they want. I was probably like someone might have been considering going up to the bar and getting a drink and be like, wait, there's like a guy sitting in front of it. Like, I do understand the problem. I do.
Seems like a disproportionate reaction.
I was a little surprised. Cassie was a little surprised. She came out and found me in line and was like, what the fuck? Why did they kick you out? I'm like, I guess I was
Munchie,
sitting
did
down.
You witness this?
And,
were you there, Munchie?
We were just like, well, fuck it. I guess we're leaving. And that's what happened.
You go clubbing as well, Munchie?
No, I did not.
No?
He couldn't. Enough. It's 21 plus.
Oh, you're 21? That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's fun.
all the other, it was all friends of this Cassie's roommate person.
Yeah.
There was only one. There was one that I talked to and seemed nice, but then she had a boyfriend, which I think should be illegal. But that's
that's so
for
true.
another,
leading you on
day.
like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. She I don't if she has a boyfriend, why was she not wearing the veil?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Why was she not accompanied by at least one adult male?
For Pete's sake. For Pete's sake.
It's shameful.
Don't worry, Brandon's gonna get Sharia law in soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
all my favorite things. Okay, I guess I'm done.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you very much. Look, I just want to keep everyone updated on my day-to-day, on my going's-on. That's why I'm here.
Misadventures of Ben
I'm on this podcast
to
maintain a presence and talk about my life with people that want to hear it. That's what I'm here to maintain my profile.
It's working.
Yeah.
You know what the best podcast content is?
Roof.
It's not like a conversation between two people, like, contributing their personalities to create like a new thing, aka conversation. It's just like rapid fire, like, hello, it's me, I'm staying up now. Oh wow, this is what I did today, huh? All right, you sit back down. It's me, the next guy. I also have the exact same life.
What do personal anecdotes from podcasters live? What place do such things have on a podcast?
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is the question.
Can't imagine.
I liked the discussions.
Okay.
I think they were interesting.
I like them
all. Fuck you. No. Pointless.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm invested in the Ben saga of, I don't know, Ben
this could be a segment.
10?
This could be a segment, the Ben segment, the misadventures of Ben
what stupid thing did Ben do and get in trouble for this past week?
Ben got drunk and something happened. The segment.
There has been a disproportionate amount of that lately.
Okay.
What could it mean?
Let's get to our voicemails now. We've got them all lined up. They're ready to go, and I think you'll all be pleased to hear them.
Here, yes, ready.
Yeah. Okay. You guys got yours as well.
Yeah.
By the way, okay, of course, this is the voicemails. SpeakPipe link down below in the description. Leave us your voicemails. We will review them and play the good ones on the show. And was there any disclaimer I was going to make? No? Guess not. Okay, all right, let's go right into them. Let's start with number 00, RadCon Kickstarter date. Let's hear what he has to say. 1, 2, 3, go.
Serious inquiry, lads. The Kickstarter ends on such a whack date. Could you extend it a couple days, maybe? Maybe extend it to, that next Friday or that next Saturday? I think it'd be helpful.
I agree that it ending on a Tuesday is kind of bad planning, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it now.
In response to this, I did look into it to see if it could be changed in any way. It cannot be changed based on Kickstarter or anything like that. It's locked in once you decide. But the good news is, just figure it out. Just fucking get your shit together, and that's the good news.
Fortunately, you can just go fuck yourself and deal with it.
Yeah, that's. I feel happy.
Concern/watch and alert sites. Each radiation monitoring site has an RBL value set by NETC.com software, which is the radiation background level. Radcon -1 equals RBL. Radcon 2 equals rising. Radcon 3 equals elevated. Radcon 4 concern/watch.
Huh?
Is this this must be like some spectrum for picking
when you
up
Google
radiation.
search Radcon 4, that's what pops up.
I want to know more. All right, next one. Let's just move right along here. We've got Monkey is calling in with another voicemail. Let's hear what he has to say on the count of 3.
This is the combination of me and Monkey.
That's right. I'm looking forward to hearing from him again. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
So I'm really excited about the newest member of the PCP, Brad, Brad Garlinghouse. Honestly, I've been following his content for years, and I always thought he'd be a great fit in the PCP. And I was just wondering how this might affect RadCon, because I'd really like to see, even though he's new, maybe you guys haven't met in person yet, but I'd like to see him at RadCon 4. I'm wondering if we can get a stretch goal to make this happen. Maybe even maybe make it BradCon 4. I think that would be a killer. All right. And do you guys accept donations in Ripple? Because that's the only currency I have now. Thanks.
Can't blame you. It's going to the moon, is what I hear.
It's exploding.
It's exploding in all directions. Well, tell you what, Monkey. Surprise announcement, guys. We have, in fact, got Brad Garlinghouse confirmed to do a lecture at RadCon 4 in the flesh. He will be there. At least, we've been informed it's Brad. He may be replaced by a stunt double or something.
Finally,
no, don't worry
Brad
about that. It's going to be
Garlinghouse
Brad.
will have the chance
He's going
to
be
speak
there
publicly to an audience about the benefits of Ripple.
That's right. Here it is, boys. New stretch goal. This is real. Look on the website. It's there now. For a new stretch goal, independent of all the other stuff, at $15,000, Brad Garlinghouse will do a paid appearance at RadCon 4. He will be there in the flesh. We guarantee it. You're going to be excited. Check the Kickstarter. We'll have some more details there.
We are pushing about 13K right now, so that's 2K away. It's not too ridiculous there. Not too far.
By the time they hear this, it's going to be like you're going to have 8 days left, or 9, 10. No, 8 days. 8 days or so. Should be plenty of time. So let's get it, sis. Let's get Brad at RadCon 4.
Brad.
Hashtag Brad at Rad.
Ooh, yeah, that's good. All right, that's real. Well, okay, good news.
I think
looks
the
like
man
Brad
himself
G
is here to call in, possibly.
He's calling in right now. Let's give him the floor. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Attention, all Nate heads. Best guy ever needs your help to get his channels back and banish the evil Brad Garlinghouse back to the shadow realms of Biz. But he needs your credit card number, the 3 digits on the back, and the expiration month and year.
Don't forget that.
You've got to hurry. His subscriber count is falling down into the darkness.
I mean, there you go. Please give me your money. Would really appreciate that.
Brad G is just a financial genius.
You just need you need their credit card. I mean, you're not gonna spend it or anything. You just need them. I think that's a math equation you can do if you add all of them and divide them by amount of entries, and you can get a password to access your account again.
Right. No doubt. All right, let's go right on to our next one. We've got Aldorn. Oh no, sorry. It's what's a teensy P? What's a teensy P? All right, let's find out. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, PCP. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm black. I'm 15. I live in Massachusetts. I'm a Nate head. All this information matters. You want to know why? Because I lost my virginity. And it's crazy because Digi said 14-year-olds could do it. So I thought to myself, why can't I? And I did. Thoughts and opinions on the Grammys/Oscars and teen pregnancy.
No joke. This is the worst voicemail we've ever gotten.
No. Ooh, a Nate head, an African American.
I mean,
these
it started bad and
blows.
It just got worse from there.
Yeah,
hey guys, what's your opinion about me losing my virginity?
I think that God doesn't smile upon it, and neither do I. Let's move on to our next call. All right, here we go. Next one, we got Aldorn is next. On the count of 3, let's do Aldorn. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey guys, I have a huge fucking problem. So huge, in fact, that it could be considered the biggest problem in the universe.
Wow.
That being how much I love Munchie and hate Discord. I tried Endless War. I swear to God, I gave it a fair shot. but it just sucks shit so bad. With that in mind, I absolutely require more Munchie content. Those episodes of Stealing Your Dad, for example, would go a long way towards filling the hole in my heart. But it seems like that's the sort of thing that will eventually happen, and I just need to be patient for. What I'm more concerned about is a little comic by the name of Investigator. Did this thing ever materialize? I searched for it, but all I could find was a Steam game by the same name, and that game looks fun, but it also doesn't seem like it was made by Munchie. So where the fuck is Investigator? Please tell me it wasn't just fucking abandoned.
This guy's out of the loop.
Wow. Welcome to 2017.
I sort of resented because you've said many times that project is not. I'm not working on it anymore. So where does this
another
guy
public
get
service
off?
announcement? Okay, but on the positive side, everyone, Munchie, we have previously instigated and continue to encourage a social media campaign to harass you on all mediums to release Stealing Your Dad
a year ago.
and whatever other
Release
shit.
those emails.
Release it. Release
Wow.
the dads. We need them.
You know what? Actually,
why,
I've had
Munchie,
a change
why?
of heart. I'm gonna do them right now. Wow, this has accomplished a whole lot, guys.
I thought they were done, and you were just waiting to release them for no reason.
Why would you think that?
No. Ethan's editing them for me like a good boy, and he still needs to edit.
Is he really being a good boy?
I said
if
on
it's taking
the last
years?
PCP that Ethan is editing the Stealing Your Dads. I am so clued in to the state of Munchie's content.
Okay, I guess
right
I was
now.
out of the loop.
Didn't you say the first two are edited? It's the last one that's still waiting. in
No,
the wings?
he's doing like an intro for them. So I technically the videos themselves I guess are done, but he's waiting for an intro. And people may say to themselves, but I don't care about the intro. I just want it to be released. But I don't know. Ethan wants there to be an intro. I want there to be an intro. I think it'd be cool. I owe you nothing. There's no reason for me to release them right now. There's no reason for me to do that. I have no incentive to do so. This guy says,
new social media campaign. # finish the intro.
Can we
the intro.
Can we have them finished by RadCon 4 so we can have RadCon 4 viewing of RadCon 3 content?
Yeah, sure. I guess so. I don't know.
That'd be good.
Maybe.
Hey, somewhat unrelated. What's the status of the RFCK lecture?
Oh, that can literally just be released, can't it? I'm pretty sure. I can.
Is it done?
Well, no. Are you kidding me? No. Connor and Ethan extensively talked about how they wanted to.
Oh, they're probably working on it then.
Okay.
Oh God, you guys don't know? Oh Jesus, I can tell nothing's been done.
Well, how would
I can
I
just
know?
tell.
Probably
I don't
nothing
know.
has
Who's in
been
charge?
done. What's it matter? It will come out when it comes out.
Oh God, that's a nightmare of an attitude. Okay, anyway, let's just move on.
You know what? Everyone's just waiting tooth and nail to wait for this lecture to come out. Everyone's just on the edge of their seats.
I'm gonna stop giving a shit eventually, Munchie. That's why you get it done as fast as
why
you can.
do you give a shit right now? It's not out yet. Just don't care.
All right, that question doesn't deserve a response.
The lecture will be better with visual cues and imagery added to show what we're talking about. It's worth it.
This has to be like a meme. This guy, he tried Endless War, but where's the Munchie content? That's what is the Munchie content. If you actually liked me, then you would be in Endless War.
His grievance seems to be with Discord specifically. I don't know what that means.
I don't blame. If Endless War is not his bag, that's fine.
Sure.
we're all heartbroken about no investigator, right? But you gotta move
Everyone's
on.
heartbroken that they have heard a project name before and they knew that a piece of art was going to happen, that something was going to happen, and then it didn't happen. I'm really mourn that
really
this
strange.
project
Oh my God,
name.
It's really strange.
You didn't hype the project up for literally
years.
years.
No, it's not about before the investigator, right? Munchie was just a guy who occasionally drew some pony art and avatars, and he was funny. Now that Munchie is clearly doing things, it doesn't matter. It was just exciting that Munchie was doing a project that was going to be a creative thing. Endless War is way cooler than Investigator could ever be.
Unless you don't like Endless War.
I think that Endless War is cool. I can understand if comics are more someone's bag than a free
just read my comic, The Lord of
playable
Ghosts.
inside a Discord.
It's an
server.
Yeah, just read The Lord of Ghosts.
This is an Endless War comic.
Yeah.
Just write Investigator within the confines of the Lord of Ghosts comic. Just create that
just release
piece of media
Investigator
within
as
yours.
a zine.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
you
go.
go.
Well, I can just outsource all of the imaging for it. That one person that just approached us at the cafeteria bin. I can just hey, dude, do you want to write for my zine? You want to draw for my zine, dude?
Oh
like,
yeah.
All right,
I remember that.
Let's move
Damn it!
along.
I said
We've got
told
another
her I would
voicemail
too.
here. All right, next voicemail.
Well, no,
this
man,
one.
What, yeah, fine. I don't care.
Okay, cool. You should be able to solve this. All right, put on your thinking caps, people, and click on this on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
If a crab and a half weigh 1.5 pounds, and the half crab weighs half as much again as the whole crab, what do half of the whole crab and the whole of the half crab weigh?
Oh my god, just cut that out.
Wait,
We're not going to comment on it. Just cut that out.
One crab, I don't know.
Well, he said that the half crab weighs half and again. So does that mean that the half of a crab weighs 1.5 times as much as the whole crab? Right? Do I have that right?
I'm not gonna lie, I could not follow all those words. I'm just lost.
Okay, well, unless he misspoke there,
it equals voice jail.
If the half crab weighs half and again as much as the whole crab, then the half crab weighs 1.5 times. So wait, did he? So it's 1.5 pounds divided by 5, and then times 2 would be the half crab. No, times 3 would be the half crab.
Ben, tell me how you have a degree.
Hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm almost there.
Okay.
1.5 divided by 5 times 3. Wait, what? No, hold on. 1.5 divided by 5. Yeah, times.
Ooh.
Okay.
Brain.
The half crab the half of the whole crab weighs 0.9 pounds, and the whole of the half crab. No. Wait, what? The whole of the half crab?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh wait, there's like some rhetorical trickery happening.
It's just
here.
the half crab. There's a whole and a half.
Okay, no, okay, but the way he said it, then like
he's
at
being
the
a
end
dick.
he says the whole of the half crab and the half of the whole crab. Okay, well they both weigh 0.9 pounds because both of those phrases refer to the same thing.
Exactly.
I.e. the half crab.
There you go. That's
Solved.
our answer. Please let us know.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Clip that whole bit with the.
That was a
crab.
mistake.
I fucking did it.
Next voicemail. Okay, get ready for this. Wanna play Minecraft with us.jpg. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey PCP heads, do you like Minecraft? Do you hate Minecraft but like Pokemon? Do you can be the very best like no one ever was? The PCP Minecraft server wants you to come and rock our socks. Dig a shitty hole in the ground, level up a Meowth and get rich, collect all the TMs, marvel at how Thesetimus doesn't sleep, mispronounce those Timmy's name, catch an Entei, we're just fucking lousy with Enteis, come see Victory Road, where 7 maniacs built their own continent to stage honorable combat. Want to be the champion? Train a team and start fighting people. Just say you're the champion and dare anyone to prove you wrong. That's how Gary did it. You want to be Gary, right? Hate Pokemon? Play the mods Factorio ripped off instead. Lay conveyors, grind minerals, smelt the whole world, and build a monument to your avarice. Want to be a shitty wizard? We've got at least 2 brands of shitty wizardry. Twist reality to your will. Become God and dare the world to oppose you. All on the PCP Minecraft server.
Patreon.com/PCP Minecraft. What an advertisement. Thanks, lads.
Hey, the server's
you can
back.
Play with
we're
us.
doing what do you call them?
Heckles for shekels, shekels for heckles.
You want to do another one this week or next week?
You guys can. I'm going to be
Oh,
away.
that's right.
If I got time, yes.
Let's do it
what
more
I
often. I really
I want
like
in the comments of this video. Here's what I want. I want everyone watching this video to fill out a form. In the comments, okay, to differentiate your comments from the rest of the comments, I want you to do the following: do like a hashtag, like a PCP head form, like hashtag PCP head form. I want to give me your age, your gender, a short description of your bio, and then I want you to say something funny, and I will give results of this form and the data that
Don't forget those 3
time.
wacky numbers on the back of Mom's credit card. That's an important final edition. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Just the 3 on the back. If we
Just
don't have
the 3.
the ones on the front, doesn't even matter.
The problem is American Express has 4 digits on the front of the credit card. I mean, that's wow. We got to think about those guys too. All right. Anyway, let's go on to our next one. This is the number 1 hooligan, Frad and Shid warning. Okay, I think I may have misspelled this, but let's see what he has to say for us. All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
This is a warning. Huel 3.0, the new formula. It has more like probiotics. So when I consumed it a few more times after the first, it made me really gassy, made me fart and shit, and it smelled horrible, like even worse than the first time. Also, for the keto boys, Huel Black Edition, 50% less carbs for you, and it's also the 3.0.
Black Edition.
Yeah, they have a black edition.
That's the new
now.
kind.
It's still
that
for
sounds
keto
cool.
boys.
Let me check that out.
It still has, I think, 10 or 11 carbs per shake.
I mean, that's not a nightmare.
It's not terrible.
Okay.
But,
Can you maintain
ketosis?
ketosis?
I bought some ice cream. I bought some Halo Top ice cream, which is low. It's low calorie ice
so
cream.
good.
But it also has a pretty low. It's like 20 grams of sugar for like the whole pint. So you could eat like a bit.
That's right.
Fine.
That's right.
But I also got this other stuff called Rebel, which is like 4 grams of carbs for a whole pint. So like nothing.
Damn.
Not bad.
It's
Not bad.
epic.
All right, let's wrap it up here. We got Double Satan here, our final caller, Double Man. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello. I am double Satan. And I am here to tell you to suck my double dick all the way down to double hell. Go double fuck yourself. Especially Ben Saint. Die.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got what was promised.
I don't know why the double voice is so funny to me.
That was great. I loved
so
it.
simple.
Call back again, Double Satan.
I feel like
Can we hear from Double God?
Struggle.
Can Double
with that
God
speech
call in?
impediment
Is this like the new arch enemy to Double Batman?
It's got to
Double
be
Satan?
related to Double Batman. Maybe Double Batman died, and this is he went to Double Hell.
When
which is where
Double Batman
Satan is.
died, Satan probably just like sucked him up and ate him like Kirby, and he got the double.
Oh yeah, right.
This is his copy ability. I get it.
It's
maybe Triple God
like
can
by
call in
the
next
law
time,
of conservation of doubleness. We know that there can't be 2 doubles at once. So for Double Satan to exist, Double Batman had to end.
Initially, I was imagining like it had 2 heads, but the idea of him having a speech impediment, just saying it again.
That's much more endearing. All right, fuck it.
Like
That's the last
lagging out.
voicemail, people. Speak Pipe link down below. Leave us more voicemails. They're always fun to listen to and leave.
No, it
But make them
falls.
good, or you'll go straight to hell, and I'll ignore you. That's it. So, hey, support the show. Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. We're not on our channel right now, but hopefully we will be soon. And you can get the bonus episodes.
So. Holy shit.
Yep. That'll be nice. Bonus episodes are still available. You can get them from the Patreon, and they're going to be around. And also on the Discord, which you also get access to for just $1. And for $5, you get the bonus episodes. You know what it is. There's 34, including a new one that just came out. That was a little comic talk, which me and Tom bombed into later on. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It was a good time. So that's it. We'll see you there. Follow us on Twitter for all updates. We'll let you know there. Updates of the channel stats and all that stuff at TPCrastinators on Twitter. I would highly recommend you follow that for any kind of updates if you want to know what the channel's doing. And that pretty much sums it up right there. So we will see you soon. I'll be back next week calling in from a distant location. But other than that, it should be a normal episode. And looking forward to it, everybody. All right. See you then next week. RadCon 4 is coming up, everybody. 15,000 donation dollary dues. Let's get Brad Garlinghouse giving a lecture. It's going to be incredible. Check out the Kickstarter for all the details on that.
I'm so afraid, but so tantalized of Brad Garlinghouse.
If we can just make all the if we can invest all our earnings from the RadCon Kickstarter in Ripple, we'll go to the moon. Imagine it, ladies and gentlemen, if you dare.
And then
all right, we'll see you next
RadCon
week.
5 on the moon.
See you then. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.